Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie, your tarot reader, and today's reading is about gaining or seeking closure from your situation. So we're going to be looking at what it is we are looking at. The oracles will tell us, give us that vibe check of what your situation will be, or person if there's a person involved. And then the tarot portion will tell us why you feel the need to seek closure, how you can go about seeking closure, and then what your person and or situation's views on this may be. So we're going to go ahead and look at the 5 piles we have here for you today. Pile 1, we have the Villain's Tarot with the clear quartz. Pile 2, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot with the combination of pyrite and quartz. Pile 3, we have the Lucid Dreams Tarot with amethyst. Pile 4, we have the Tarot of the Divine with blue apatite. And pile 5, we have the Muse Tarot with the black tourmaline. I'm going to go ahead and give you a bit of a trigger warning because some of these piles dealt with some pretty serious and or heavy things. There might be things you might not be ready to listen to. So make sure you go into this with an open mind, an open heart, and an open... I'm hearing an open embrace for some of you. So take a few deep breaths, think of your person, your situation, think of where you are at, why you are seeking closure, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the Disney Villains Tarot and this clear quartz crystal, then we have your real reading, I guess, about closure on this person and or situation. Depending on what it is that you need closure, we're going to tap into it. I didn't really pose a question about this because I'm not sure what the situation is, because it's like we're going to view it from Spirit's perspective, the universe perspective, and then we're going to use the tarot to tap into what is best to do in this situation to gain closure, both on your behalf and on the other situation or person, if they can do anything about it. But for the majority of you, it will be something you do. One of the questions will be, will you get closure from them? But let's look at the oracles to see what the situation is. We could use this as the vibe check to see whether this is something that resonates with you or not. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this because I was thinking A and B style, but I'm not sure if that's going to resonate with everybody. So let's just go ahead and get oracles. And I'm hearing the first cut is the deepest. That's a song, but I'm also hearing like the guinea pig. So whatever the situation is, because this is pile 1, it could have been the first of its kind. And that could be one reason why it's taking a long time to either let go, get, to process a situation essentially. So for my pile 1s, oh, okay, you got 2 of the God cards. We have Green Man Abundance and Vishnu Balance. For some of you, this could have something to do with finances or material wealth. There's something about balancing out money or things that you have, which is very, very interesting from the get-go. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards to see what the situation is for my pile 1. We have Nick's Secrets. Oh, okay. So part of the reason that this is kind of hard to let go, or why there's been a lack of closure, is because there have been secrets unveiled either before or after the situation happened. So it's kind of like, what else is there to find out? It's kind of like you're anticipating more secrets to be unveiled, or maybe you already know that there are, and maybe this is part of the reason you need closure. It's like, all the secrets, I want them all. So, and I could see how this could play out. For example, you might be getting multiple tarot readings about the situation here because you're trying to find out like every little detail about this. It's like at first when the situation happened, you didn't really care. You were just going along with it. And if one secret popped out, okay, that's one. But then you started seeing more leaking through the cracks. And maybe you heard it not just from this person and or situation, but like outside parties as well. Like maybe somebody who knew something about this was telling you this. And it's like, why am I hearing this from you? Or why am I hearing this outside of this? So very interesting. Let's go ahead and get more cards for you. For my pile 1, we have, okay, 2 more. A lot of 2s are coming out here. Something about the number 2 could be important, or things that come in pairs. We have the Darkening Melanosis. This is number 12. We also have number 19, autumn. So, which is interesting because the darkening usually happens in the autumn. That's when we get less and less sunlight. So it's kind of like, there's kind of like a cycle to this, whether it's your own patterns or the patterns of this person or situation. And it's kind of like you kind of saw this coming, but you weren't expecting it to unveil the things that it unveiled. It's like you knew it was going to darken soon. You knew that autumn was coming, and with it, the letting go of a situation. This could have been a contract, whether it was soul level or actual contract within a job. But it's kind of like you knew this was not going to be for a long time. But as it got closer to that time to let go, like things started getting out of hand. So yeah, I could see why you would want closure. It's kind of like, this feels like something, at least to you, Pile. Oh yeah, back of the deck, coagulation. This feels to you like this is something that you can't really get closure from because you just keep finding out new things about it. Or there's just something about this that it's like unraveling. And you kind of even wonder if you'll ever get closure from this. It's kind of like you keep being held on to, or you keep holding on in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, I could understand. Coagulation makes me think, coagulation isn't exactly solidifying, but it's essentially what happens when something curdles. It's kind of like jelly-like. Like it's not set in stone, but it kind of gets all mucky and gross. I know it's a gross analogy, but it's essentially what milk does when it goes bad. Like it never fully solidifies. It becomes gel-like or something like that. Something here soured essentially is what I'm getting. It's kind of like it's not completely solid, or it's hard to let go because it's not solid. It's sticky and it's gooey. It's like getting the sticky stuff off, like when you peel a sticker and the sticky residue is still on the thing. It's like that. So whatever the situation is, it's not easy to let go of, and I'm not sure you even realized it was going to be this hard to let go. Or maybe the situation or person didn't realize this either, but it's just like, I keep hearing the gift that keeps on giving, but not in the best way because you're trying to let go of this. Let's go ahead and get your crystal card. We have moss agate, trust the growth process. So this is something you are meant to grow through. This is something you can get out of. That is the good thing. I feel like there's a lot of positive lessons to come out of this. Like there's some positivity to come out of this. I feel like, for example, if it's a divorce and maybe you've had kids with this person or have built a house or had pets with them, I feel like you got something good out of that. But in order to let this person go, it's kind of like, it's just tedious. It's a lot. Like you didn't realize it was going to be this hard to let go, on top of, because I'm feeling something very practical, but on top of that, there's like a lot of emotion that you didn't realize was there. Maybe you had been trying to hold it back, or maybe you didn't think you would be so emotional about this particular situation. Back of the deck, Celestite, let your dreams talk to you. For some of you, your dreams could be giving you an indication of what's going on here. So please listen to those dreams. Please, for those of you who know, you can trust your dreams. Not everybody has like a psychic dream thing, but even if you don't typically do, I feel like you may get dreams that are very symbolic of this situation. That's spirit trying to talk to you in your sleep, because spirit tries to talk to us in our sleep more than you could ever know. Like I feel like that was my biggest psychic thing. Like I've always had vivid dreams. I've always had very, very prophetic, vivid, long, descriptive dreams. They would be like movies. I've always had this as a child, and I wish I had listened to them sometimes. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the last of your cards, because when it comes to the situation, I feel like maybe spirit is coming to you in your dreams to get some closure on this. We have last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. Maybe you're keeping secrets here, pile 1. That's not going to be everybody, but if there's anything that you need to let be known, go ahead and let it be known. And I'm saying this with a lot of love, because I feel like it can be hard to explain certain things, or you feel that maybe the secrets that you have kept have actually hindered this whole situation from progressing forward, or from allowing something or someone to be honest with you. It's like if you show your honesty, they will show their honesty with you. And I hate that it has to be transactional like that, but I feel like that could be the case here. Back of the deck, Keep your heart open. First quarter moon in Libra. We have a last quarter moon in Scorpio and first quarter moon in Libra. Very interesting. This could happen during Scorpio into Libra, or no, is it Libra into Scorpio? So the month of October could be important here because that is also in the fall, at least in the northern hemisphere. With keep your heart open, I am seeing that there is some positivity to this. Like, it doesn't have to be bad. Because I'm not really seeing so much an ending as much as closure on like a chapter of something. Like, something is coming to an end here between you and this person or situation, but the connection itself or the situation itself could continue on. For example, if this is in the workplace, maybe you're closing a chapter on a particular position that you had and now you're moving on to something else, but the whole situation could have been messy. Or if it's a relationship, I feel like this is something where you and your person could be closing the chapter on a phase of your relationship and starting something new. But for a lot of you, I really do feel like it's more like you're going to end the relationship and be friends and choose to be friends. And again, if it's divorce and you have kids, you know, it's just the new phase of co-parenting here. But let's go ahead and get your last card from the Sacred Destiny. What was the destiny? What was the purpose of this whole situation that we need closure on? Yeah, the fall season is going to be very pivotal. We have thriving. This was meant to teach you that you are stronger than you believe. This is meant to teach you that you are okay at this. For a lot of you, this could be a situation that has happened more than once in your lifetime. Like, maybe you've gone through a similar situation in the past, and what it was meant to teach you, more so remind you, is that you can handle anything. I feel like you may have conducted yourself very positively in this go around, if that makes any sense. Especially with the secrets. With Moon in Scorpio, I'm thinking of somebody who takes, who has an intensity. Like, when it comes to secrets and trust, this is something that is very hard for you, Pile 1. So the fact that you handled yourself in a manner that was much more balanced with Vishnu here, and even feeling abundant in that you know you will have more of this if you let it go. Like, whatever the situation was, you're not going to get mad, because it's not like this is the only opportunity you have for this, whether it was a work or relationship or whatever it is. You know there will be more out there for you. That's the abundance mindset, is understanding and knowing that the universe has a lot to offer you. And if you have to let this go, it's like you cut one branch and several more grow from that, you know? You know that if you let this go, then a lot more opportunities will show up for you, whether that's in love or career or money, because I did mention money in the beginning. Yeah, I feel like this is teaching you just how abundant you truly are. In fact, there's a lot of there's a good healthy combination of colors here. There's a little bit of everything. So it's teaching you that you are a lot more prepared for the journey ahead than you realize. Whatever that journey may be, maybe you're not aware that there's a journey, but whatever's coming next for you, Pile 1, you are more than prepared. So this situation really taught you just how strong you are, how far you've come, and it's rather beautiful. Universe really wants you to protect yourself and to focus on yourself in this moment. We are going to go into the tarot to see the other situation side, but the fact that I'm being drawn so much to your energy, the fact that you feel so light compared to the situation, lets me know that you are really outgrowing this. Yeah, trust the growth process. If you can't trust anybody else, trust the fact that you are growing and that you are going to better places. Very beautiful. In fact, I'm also hearing it's always darkest before the dawn. So if you feel you've hit rock bottom, it's because beautiful things are about to show up for you, and you just kind of needed this last moment to understand just how different things are going to be for you, Pile 1. I'm getting very choked up just hearing about this, because I really do feel the hope, and I really feel like a lot of you had needed to hear this if you hadn't heard it from anybody before. Or even if you have, it's just a reminder. Yeah, because the next card is Sun. It's the Sun card. It's the number 1 in this deck. Yeah, the sun's coming out, so don't worry. Like I said, it's always darkest before the dawn. Isn't this... Man, I love when the cards just... Yeah, I love what I do. Anyway, Pile 1, if this sounds like something you're going through, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion so we can get further closure, look into detail more about the situation or thing. For a lot of you, I feel like, because money came out, I'm thinking of a career, but it could also be like a longtime partner that you share finances with, or some sort of assets with. And we are using the Villains Tarot, the Disney Villains Tarot deck. It's been one of my favorites lately. I think because I'm recording this as like all the Halloween stuff is popping up in the stores in the US. So yeah, that's very fun. But for my pile 1, let's go ahead and get your cards. So the top row is going to be you in the situation. The bottom row is going to be the situation and or person. Whatever it is that you are getting closure will be on the bottom. So let's see. How are you feeling about, well, how are you expressing this on the outside? How are you being perceived by the outside world, universe? We have the 4 of Wands, or sorry, the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is usually a success, a victory, but reverse, it's kind of like you feel like you gained nothing out of this. Like you put all that work into this and you gained nothing. It's like you could have been, it's like there was something to gain from this. There was like a trophy ready for you. There was a prize ready for you. And instead you put in all that work and got nothing out of this. That's what I'm feeling for a lot of you. Internally, emotionally, mentally, how are you handling this? We got 2. I keep getting 2 cards every time I pull pile 1. So we have the Ace of Wands and the 4 of Wands. It's like, you know what? I didn't get what I needed, but I'm going to continue being my fabulous self. That's what I'm getting. It's because the Ace of Wands upright is usually like inspiration, creativity. It could also be, you know, if this was a person, then I feel like it was very physical. But the fact that it's reversed, it's kind of like, I'm kind of done with that. I needed a little bit more, so instead I'm going to choose myself over this. If it was a work situation, I feel like your inspiration just ran out. It's like whatever fire you had for that job or situation, whatever that endeavor was, creative project, you ran out. You stopped caring, essentially. It comes off as very apathetic. It's like you no longer have the I mean, I want to say the thirst for it. You no longer have the fire for it. You no longer have the passion. It got knocked out of you and you don't want that feeling. So you're going to continue on to something that will bring you joy, to something that will feel a lot better, essentially. So let's go ahead and get a card for your next steps to get closure. And I'm going to do 3 cards because I feel like closure isn't just a one and done deal. You know, there's steps and yeah, there's steps to it. It's a whole process. So first thing, 4 of Coins. I'm hearing, for some reason this is coming out like gratitude in this reading. Usually the 4 of Coins is holding on to something, and what I'm hearing is hold on to the good things about this. Hold on to the positive about it and be grateful for it, because not everything about this was negative. So if it was a job that you hated, the positive thing was the money, you know? If it was the money, then at least be grateful for the money. Even if it wasn't a lot, at least it was something. That's what I'm hearing. If it was a relationship, you know, find the one positive thing that you liked about it, even if it was just the beginning of it that, you know, gave you hope for something, or even how it made you feel. That's what I'm getting. I'm sorry if you hear the really loud vehicles in the background, but I recently had to do this with a particular situation. And it was very odd because I felt the situation that I had gone through left me in a very weird mind space. It didn't turn my life upside down. Well, I guess I could talk about multiple things that turned my life upside down, but I literally looked in the mirror and started giving myself the smile. I used to smile whenever I was in this situation, whenever I was, you know, feeling at my best within this situation. And I was like, well, there she is. She's always been there. Why did I think that this situation was giving me all that power, when the truth is the power was within me all along? So hold on to the good feelings of this. And I feel like you can find other things that will give you this feeling or something better. Let's get more cards for this closure. Okay, so 10 of Swords reversed means that the worst of it is over. The worst of it is over. I feel like the worst parts, anything you get after this will be nowhere near as bad. Anything that happens after this is going to be a cakewalk compared to the worst. So if you've had your dark night of the soul regarding this situation, then I feel like it's only up from here. It's only up and up from here. Now I'm hearing Cardi B's up. So for some of you, this could have been a relationship. I feel like for a lot of you, it's a relationship, but I want to leave it open-ended for those who do not. For those people who just don't care about relationships or who don't do relationship readings. And then the last card. We have Strength. I'm turning it upright because I was told this a while ago. The strength card is never to be taken upside down because strength is overcoming weaknesses. To take it upside down would mean that you're resisting, but you will still eventually overcome the weakness. You will still find it within yourself to get I almost said to get over the situation, but I don't like using that phrasing. To rise again, to better yourself, to get out of this, to grow the strength, to grow yourself out of this, whatever the situation is. This is a very hopeful card in the future, and I feel like in holding on to the positive, but also understanding that the worst of it is behind you, you will understand and gain the confidence to move forward. You will gain the strength to move forward. All right, let's look at the situation. Let's look at the person. Things they wish they could say that they haven't said. Wheel of Fortune. I'm hearing Green Day's Time of My Life. The name of the song I think is called Good Riddance, but it's there's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life, or had the time of your life. Very interesting song. So yeah, I feel like this person or situation do not regret anything, or you. If anything, I feel like they value you. The Wheel of Fortune is fate, so they understand that this was fated. It could also be luck, so they feel very lucky to have met you and to have had your experience. This person or situation could also be stuck on something though. I feel like they might be replaying because who was it? I heard this from someone, that the Wheel of Fortune could be like a spinning record, a broken record, and they just keep repeating their mistakes. So whatever you left behind will keep repeating its mistakes until, it sorts itself out. And you weren't meant to keep doing that. You weren't meant to continue on that, merry-go-round. Let's see how they feel about it. Eight of Swords. They don't want to feel what they feel about you because it hurts. If this is a work situation, again, it's like they're wearing that blindfold. Like you keep telling them all the problems and they're just like, oh, we're not listening. It's that situation. But if it's a person, they might be acting like they're not bothered. And the truth is they are bothered. But if they ever sat down to understand that they are, they would. Like if they ever sat down to feel their feelings or to understand their they're not very self-aware. If they ever sat down and became self-aware or a little bit more self-aware, they would understand that they're feeling some type of way. How do they view you externally? I kind of flip-flop those. That's okay. Oh, okay. We have the Six of Coins and the Knight of Swords. For some of you, this really is a work situation. They might owe you money, or they know that they know they didn't put enough effort into this, but they're not going to talk about this. They are very aware that they were not fair to you, that they didn't reciprocate, that they didn't give you enough, whether it was money, time, attention, whatever the situation, whether it was giving you what you deserved. They're aware. And that's messed up about them. That's messed up about this person-place situation. That they're aware that they didn't treat you right, that they didn't give you what you deserved here. They're not going to say anything about it, but they're aware. Because the Knight of Swords is very communicative, but upside down, they're not. They know a lot, and they're not saying shit here. So like, I'm kind of annoyed for you, but like I said, their karma is going to come back to them. This Wheel of Fortune that they keep riding on, it's going to come back to haunt them. Are they going to provide any closure? These are going to be the last two cards. The first card is going to answer yes or no. Ten of Wands. It's like they would, but they got stuff going on. Like if you ask them, they'll give you closure. Oh, this is so shady. Which I figured would happen in a reading like this. But yeah, the next one, well, I don't know. Okay, we have King of Swords. Look, somebody's keeping information from you. That's for sure. Somebody here is keeping information. Because that Secrets card came out in the Oracles. Then we have both the Knight and the King of Swords reversed. Not only are they keeping information from you, they're getting other people to help them keep information from you. So this could be somebody asking like a higher up to not tell you anything, even though that higher up may be obligated to tell you the truth about something. Or if not obligated, then they should be telling you the truth. If this is like a romance thing, it's not only that this person isn't telling you anything, they're telling their friends or maybe somebody that you know not to tell you these things as well, which is very messed up. Like, Dang, do I need to do a reading on secrets or things that you should know? I think I tried in the past, but it might still be in my archive that I haven't released. Maybe I should release that. But I might do a reading in the future about secrets. But it is something you need to know. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's go ahead and get what information is being withheld from my pile 1 that they need in order to gain closure. I feel like this is the biggest thing. Okay. 5 of coins. They went with someone else. And they're regretting it. 5 of coins is a feeling of lack. So either they regret it or they only went with somebody else because they felt lacking. Like they felt they weren't good enough for you, or they felt not good. And because I was getting this a little bit earlier, this information earlier. Sometimes the people who cheat are not even that great. And that comes from the fact that they don't feel great about themselves. It's like they know they're not a wonderful person, so they feel that if they cheat, if they get one over on somebody who's really, really good for them, that it somehow gives them power. And it really just makes them look even more sad, honestly, because when I tap into that energy, this person, the way they see it is like, oh yeah, I got this person, but I could have anybody else I want. In fact, let me go ahead and get somebody else I want while I'm with this person. And in their head, that makes them feel good about themselves because they know deep down inside they're not that great if they're willing to do something like that. I know it's a vicious cycle. Well, not a vicious cycle. The thinking of it is a vicious cycle. That could be that Wheel of Fortune here. If this is a romantic situation, if it's a work situation, they keep choosing people over you to promote, even though you have better experience, you do things better. They choose other people because they're probably friends with them, or they just want to see certain people in certain positions, or they know that you would actually hold them accountable to their things, so they're going with somebody easier. Let me get the last card. I meant to draw 3 cards, but I saw this so clearly that I was like getting annoyed. The Empress. Yeah, they're not willing to admit just how powerful you are. They're not wanting to give you the things you deserve, because the truth is you deserve everything. The Empress card here, I'm seeing as you deserved so much better than the situation, and the situation did not want to give you that. And why is that? Because they feel like crap about themselves. It's like they weren't willing to let you feel like the amazing thing you are, because they themselves don't feel that way. So instead, they're going to go onto somebody who they can make feel like crap. This is very toxic. Like whatever the situation was, it's very toxic, especially a workplace situation. It's, again, they don't want to give you that promotion, that whatever it is that you were wanting, because they want to give it to somebody else who they know they can control easier. And maybe that also applies to a relationship, because back of the deck, the Tower, yeah, the moment you left, it became crap. And there you are, the Queen of Wands. You deserve everything. This was a karmic lesson, more so for them than you. I'm being told like maybe you just needed to see this play out in somebody else, because I see you rather unbothered. Yeah, you're okay with letting this go. You're like, there's more out there for me. You were listening to your intuition and you won here when it came to letting this go. And that's honestly all the closure you need, is knowing that, yeah, this person, place, situation couldn't measure up to you, and they themselves knew it. So instead they did something stupid and they lost you in the process. But it's their loss more than anything. It's not your loss. It's theirs. Even if it wasn't like for example, in a romantic, it doesn't necessarily have to be cheating. It could just be them choosing stupider things over you. Like maybe they had a group of friends or family that they wanted to stick with because it's something that they're used to, and it's something that made them feel good, even though it wasn't great. And you, on the other hand, expected them to grow and to provide them this wonderful life. But this person is very much used to, this person or situation is used to everything being in a certain negative vibration, essentially. That's the only way I can describe it. They're used to like lower things. They're used to crap. I'm hearing Shakira, if this is a relationship, I'm hearing Shakira's Bizarrap session number, whatever it's called, the song she did. It's like, I'm too good for you, and you decided to stick with that crap, so I clearly had to move on. That's what I'm hearing. So yeah, whatever this thing is, your closure is knowing that, well, one, yeah, they did choose something else over you, and it hurts to hear, but the truth is they chose something less than you. So they're not winning at all. They may show that they are, they may appear like they are, you may think they have. And the truth is, no, because you are way better than whatever it is that they went with. For some of you, this could have been a job offer, because for a lot of you, I am feeling a job offer that you didn't get chosen for, but instead they chose something else, and they're going to reap what they sow, because this person is really not cut out for this in some way, shape, or form. And you definitely were. But they knew that they would have to treat you different than this person. This person was way easier to handle than you. So let's go ahead and get your closing advice, your angel numbers cards. We got 2 of them. You keep getting 2. Pile 1, whatever is coming next in life, you're going to become much more abundant, and you're going to get it in like multiples, if that makes any sense. So we have number 1, I am innovative. You are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. We also have 333. I am powerful. You are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. Yeah, for some of you, you could be leaving behind like a job that is nowhere near as spiritually or emotionally fulfilling, and you're moving on to something better. Same thing with relationships. Whatever this is, I feel like it was taking away your power, and leaving us behind, you are regaining your power. You are relearning your power, because you've always had it, but it's like you didn't realize just how much you had of it, or how the gravity of your power, essentially. And I truly love this, because I'm literally seeing somebody realize that the reality and situation around them isn't something that they have to live with if they don't want to. It's like you realize you could get up and move out of the situation. You realized you could move on with your beautiful self. And I really hope that this reading is giving you that notion to finally close this chapter for good, because it's time to end it. At least this chapter, because like I said, for some of you, it's harder to let this go. It's a little bit stickier than you thought. But yeah, you have a lot more power within this than you realize. Just exert it. I feel like if you haven't tried before, maybe try it a little bit more, or go about it a different way. Let's get more cards for you. All right. I'm actually going to start with the runes first, because I forgot that I wanted to use them in this reading. So for my pile 1s, what runes can we use to get closure? Oh, I just saw Odin in my mind's eye, so he's through here. Trying to bring wisdom. We have, is this Sowilo or Awaz? I can never tell. They're very similar, but this is safety. We also have Othila, prosperity. Yeah, you're going to prosper after this. And this was just a disruption. This is Hagalas, disruption. So I'm seeing that this was kind of divine intervention coming through, because if you had stayed here, your prosperity would not have thrived as much. You would not have grown as much. Had you stayed here, it would have slowed you down. It would have done something to you to not gain what you needed, believe it or not. So this disruption came at the right time. This was divine intervention more than anything. In fact, because I just saw Odin flash, I feel like that was just confirmation of that. I don't always get that. So, thank you, All Father Odin. And let's get you some tea leaf cards, which might provide more information. So let's get cards to gain closure on this. Anything else that my pile 1 needs to understand and or know? We have Lion. Time to act. Yeah, it's time to move on. This is also like the strength card, because the strength card usually has that lion. Some of you could be Leos, or it could be asking you to step into your power, to be in that Leo energy of being just knowing that you are the best. Nothing can be better than you, that you just, it's something about self-esteem needing to be upped. Be a little bit delulu about your self-esteem if you need to. Like, there's something here about understanding that you are so much more powerful here. Oh, I love this. Let's go ahead and get more cards though. Yeah, for some of you, it's about time you did something is what I'm hearing. We have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. So this could be you. The situation or person could have had a lot of women in it, or a woman. If you yourself are a woman, I feel like there's something about female empowerment that could be important. What else? And if you have tricky relationships with women, I feel like this will also help you out with that in some way, shape, or form. We have basket. Recognition, reward for merit. Yeah, so you're about to get rewarded with something amazing. We have dog close up, pleasure with a close friend. Yeah, I feel like you're going to have some fun times with a close friend. Dogs could also be important here. We have May, so the month of May could be important. And the last card, frying pan, trouble and accusations. Yeah, you were leaving behind. I'm seeing you quite literally jump out of the frying pan before it gets too hot. So there's going to be trouble and accusations in this whole situation, and I feel like you're going to be out of it. Of course, people could come after you, but I feel like you're going to be out of it. Like, you're going to have nothing to do with it because you have already washed your hands of the situation. You're going to come out of this because you knew when it was exactly the time to leave. Back of the deck, Valley. Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Yeah, I feel like that sums up this whole reading. You're going to gain success, peace of mind. You're going to go on to better things because this, whatever this was keeping you small and it wasn't allowing you to grow. Even though there were good parts to it, like not all of it was awful, it was still keeping you in a place that you didn't belong because you were made for something so much better than this pile one. But thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope this provided some sort of closure. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile two. If you chose the combination of quartz and pyrite, then we have a reading here for you about closure on the subject at hand. It is getting so bright as I am recording this. I'm not sure if you can capture that on camera because I don't always see like the lighting, but from this angle anyway. But there's something about this particular situation and or person, because it doesn't matter what it is that you're getting closure on. There are two parts to this. There are two parts. You chose the crystal that has very clearly two stones on it. Like, it's hard to ignore. On this side, we have this quartz. It could be something else, but I was always told it was quartz. And on the back, we have pyrite. So pyrite is also known as fool's gold, or there's another, I think healer's gold is what it's also been called. It's a crystal of abundance. So something about something not seeming as it is, or something being just as good as something. Like, something is not what you thought, hence why there's like a two-part closure here. And then the quartz itself is kind of like, I just see it as the all stone. It could be anything. Because you can use quartz to substitute for any crystal. That's why it's my favorite. It's a little bit of everything and nothing at the same time. But we are using the Wild Unknown Tarot. We are going to look with the oracles to see what the situation is. That can be your vibe check to see if that is what we are talking about here, whether it's a person, place, thing, situation, mindset, whatever the case may be. I have Mariah Carey's We Belong Together stuck in my head right now. It gets stuck in my head quite often, but sometimes more so when I'm doing readings for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and start with your oracle cards to see what the situation is, what it is that you are trying to get closure on, as well as insights into it that you may not be aware of, and anything that you should do that the universe, that higher spirits are trying to suggest you do in order to gain closure. We have Nuada, perfection. Oh, so this is going to be my group of perfectionists. I kind of like that. And Thor, action. Loving the gods that are coming out here in this particular pile, but let's go ahead and get something else. For some of you, you could be dealing with somebody or something that requires a lot of perfection. I'm thinking of something that has high standards, or somebody who has high standards. This could be you with the high standards as well. Maybe this is why this situation is something that you need closure on, because even when it comes to ending things, you want things to be perfect, or the person or situation could want things to be perfect. Let's get the goddess cards. We have Benzai Sen, beauty. Oh, okay. I was kind of getting that with perfection and Thor, because to me Thor is like Bae in this particular deck. There's a few of them. There's a few gods, and whenever I see them, I'm like, it's my indication that there is somebody really attractive involved in this situation, regardless of whether this is romantic or not. Somebody's looks is kind of important here. Not sure why. Maybe somebody's like a perfectionist with their appearance, or somebody's beauty is just divine. We could be talking about the person you're trying to gain closure from, pile 2. Or this could be you. Maybe they see you this way. Let's go ahead and get your crystal cards. This is interesting. With perfection, I'm thinking of Virgo energy, because Virgos are like known for their perfectionist tendencies within the zodiac, and I'm currently filming this during Virgo season. We have Shungite, detoxify your life. Yeah, lots of perfectionism here. Some of you could be going through a cycle where you were really trying to detox of all the negative things. This is somebody who is like obsessively doing exercise, diet, meditation, like on all fronts, trying to do all the positive things to get out of a particular mindset that they know is not good for them. This could be you or your person. And then 3 more wanted to come out. Let me honor that because, okay, there we go. Diamond, crank up the positivity. But I'm also thinking of how diamonds are formed under pressure. And I'm also thinking of perfection. Somebody here thinks that in order to gain perfection, they have to be put under a lot of pressure, or that they have to take on a lot. This could be you. This could be the situation. We have Emerald, tend your emotional garden. Emerald makes me think of Taurus energy. We could be dealing with like a Taurus and a Virgo here. Classic combo of people. Or anybody born in May. If it's not a Taurus, it could be anybody born in May. That would also include Gemini. I just say Taurus because I'm a Taurus and that this is my birthstone, the May birthstone. And Jasper, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Somebody here has to chill out. I'm not sure who it is, but somebody here has to chill out because it's kind of like they're overdoing something. Either they're overdoing, I'm seeing somebody who hits the gym way too hard and they end up getting hurt. That's what I'm seeing. Or somebody who is trying so hard to be something to somebody and they end up getting, like, I'm just seeing that, which is odd because I was having a conversation with somebody about ED and people at the gym or people who work out or something along those lines. And this is what this is making me think of. This could have been an episode that you went through, pile 2, and it could have been because of somebody else. Maybe you felt that you didn't match up to somebody's physical beauty standards, so you kind of put yourself in a perfectionist mindset where you needed everything to be perfect, your body, your face, your clothes. This could also be somebody going into debt to look a certain way for others around them, which I have seen. I have seen people who want to show off, their goods because they identify through their physical possessions, whether it's a house or a car. Like they want to have the best of the best, but it ends up actually hurting their finances, or they actually can't afford that. It's something along those lines. And I'm talking about health and finances because this is very strong earth energy. I was getting that very strongly with the I mentioned Virgo. Beauty could be Libra and or Taurus. I'm getting Venus here. And Thor action, Thor would be, who's his equivalent? I want to say Zeus, which would be Jupiter. So somebody with a lot of strong Jupiter, which is Pisces and or Sagittarius, mostly Sagittarius though. Interesting that I'm getting very specific signs here. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards though, to see what the situation is. So for a lot of you, you've definitely done a lot for this situation. You made yourself perfect. This could have been something about beauty standards as well. Like let's say you have a social media account and you wanted to just look perfect for this. Like you wanted to make sure you had that, attractive face or an attractive life or whatever. And it was just taking its toll on you. So this is something you put like 125% into. What are the alchemy cards wanting to come through? We have sugar. With sugar, it's sweet, but too much of it can be bad for you. Number 31. We also have number 6. Not a lot of numbers in this one. We also have Uranus. This is Aquarius energy. Number 8. Yeah, it's odd because there was a particular reading where I mentioned Aquarius energy, and it's odd that I'm just now thinking of it because I do not know what reading it was. But in that reading, I mentioned that Aquariuses can use their money to not necessarily take care of themselves, but to appear a certain way. It's like throwing money to gain attention or to impress their friends. So yeah, whatever the situation is, somebody is doing it for the public or for everybody else or for their social circle, their social group. Very interesting. I see this a lot with people who are, for example, doctors. They'll take on a lot of debt. They can afford it, of course, because they're making good money, but at the same time, they're living like outside of their means. So I'm thinking of somebody who probably can do this, but it's not the healthiest thing because they're not taking care of underlying issues here. I've seen that a lot. I've seen this mostly within the medical field out of anything. People who just like overspend or don't take care of their finances because they think that they have a high paying job that they can get away with it. But it's like money is not the solution if you're not going to apply that discipline to pay your bills on time or to save here and there for other things, you know. Very interesting. Strong Jupiter energy. Not sure who this is talking about though. This could be you, this could be the person or the situation. Back of the deck, the blue temple. Somebody's having a hard time communicating this. Somebody is having a hard time even accepting this, because when I get blue in these particular placements, I'm thinking of something that needs to be spoken about that is not being spoken about. So somebody here is being very stubborn when it comes to this situation. Let's go ahead and get your destiny card. Well, no, I want the... What cards did I use in the last reading? I'm trying to remember, but I think it's the destiny card that is the last one. So let's see what the fate of this whole situation is. What is this trying to teach us? Being told to get 2 for this one. Blessings. I'm hearing counting your blessings. To be grateful for the things, for the small things that you're not even aware of, and diligence. This is meant to shape you up. It's like, yes, these perfectionist tendencies are good, but it's like they're being directed in the wrong direction. Oh, back of the deck, change. I like this. I like this little horse. It's cute. But so the situation, it could involve somebody else. It could involve like throwing money to somebody to impress them, whether it's a date or a social group or a group of friends. I feel like whatever the situation is, if all they are impressed by is all the things you are giving to them, because I do get a sense of over giving within the situation as well. I feel like it's not the best for you. With detoxify your life, it's kind of like, I get this card whenever I see that situations are not the best for you. So this situation, I think you understand, wasn't great, and you might have let go of this in sections. Like I said, this is a 2-part closure. So I think the first time around, you let go of the things that you were pouring into this. Maybe you sold off certain assets that you had that you only kept around to impress them. Or maybe you stopped doing, way too much exercise to look a certain way, and you decided to just exercise for how, for feeling well, for your mental health, and more to just stay healthy, as opposed to being some sort of perfection. And I feel like whatever this is, it's very noticeable. This is very much in the public eye, because with beauty, I'm thinking of something that everybody is noticing. So this is you, like, for example, maybe you decided to stop wearing so much makeup, or to stop wearing makeup in general, just to look appealing to somebody. It's like, I don't care anymore. Makeup is expensive and it takes too much time. I'm just gonna look like me, and if people don't like it, that's on them. That's what I'm seeing. Somebody here is kind of giving up some sort of superficial thing that they know wasn't good for them to begin with, that they know it wasn't adding to their life or even their mental health or their well-being. So it's like, let me give this up. If it's a diet, and if it was a very restrictive diet, it's like, let me just eat what makes me happy and keep it in moderation. That's what I'm seeing. Somebody here, it could have been you, it could have been, I don't think it was somebody else, because I'm feeling like a lot of this is you having let go of something that was not great for you. And it's like, you've been under pressure before, and is it like, are the diamonds really worth it if it takes that much to make them? Because I have my own thing with diamonds. I don't really believe they're that valuable. But that's just me. I do like Herkimer diamonds. They're similar, and to me they're a lot stronger in frequency. But it's something along those lines. It's like, is it worth it when they're just as sparkly? When what's the thing that people use now? Moissanite. When moissanite is just as pretty and sparkly, or even emeralds cost a little bit less and they're just as beautiful when they're a color as well. It's kind of like, is it worth the diamonds when there's so many other crystals out there that are so much more beautiful? That's where I think the fool's gold comes in. It's like, you feel that in spending all this gold, you were a bit of a fool, or, it's like, why am I doing all of this? How can I maintain this lifestyle and these people? Are they really even worth maintaining? When some of these people, or whatever it was that you were attracting with all of this, weren't even really worth it. I feel like if somebody expects you to be perfect all the time, and then they don't really like you for you. I feel like people who truly love you have to love you flaws and all. For some of you, this could have been a partner, and for some of you, I'm seeing a social circle. It could be both. Maybe the partner came with a social circle. Because the change here, especially with this very, like, this card makes me think of childhood. This card makes me think of like the dreams you had as a child. I feel like you are letting go of either childish dreams, or you are embracing dreams from your childhood that maybe people laughed at or didn't really value. It's kind of like you're finally following your heart. That's what this card makes me think of. With blessings, it's like you're very grateful for the things that you've experienced, for the things that you were able to afford, maybe even have. But it's like, for example, if you're a person who only has a car to get you from point A to point B, you're not going to care what kind of car that is, whether it's luxury or something more affordable and practical. I feel like the blessing is like, well, I'm glad that I at one point owned that kind of car, but that's not really me anymore. Let me get something that makes more sense for my budget. That's what I'm getting here. And diligence, it's like you're going back to all the small details of, like, you're really putting in the effort where it needs to be put in, and that's back into yourself or back into the things that make you happy. So I can see why this is a two-part closure, because the first part was letting go of all the stuff. It was letting go of the mindset that you needed it, letting go of the stuff, letting go of the habits that were not the healthiest to maintain these people that you don't even really like. The second part is them, I don't want to say they're coming after you. I think the second part is dealing with the fact that some of these people only liked you for your things. You're not going to have a lot of friends left, or the people that you keep around are, you know, it's not going to be everybody. Let's say you had 100 friends when you had all this stuff, and suddenly you only have like 3. At least you know those 3 people actually liked you for you. You're learning who likes you for you, and I feel like that's the most disheartening thing. I'm not saying that's going to be the case for everybody here. I feel like a lot of you did make friends very genuinely with like a lot of people because they liked you, but you're going to start seeing certain people fall away because they only wanted you for something. They're going to be very key people as well, or maybe people that you thought really that you and them really had a thing. I'm seeing like somebody you thought was your closest and or best friend fall away because of this, and you were like, wow, so that's how it is. That's the second closure part. I feel like that's the part you need the most help with. So if this sounds like something you're going through, pile 2, then let's go ahead and stick around. Yeah, so, and I see this a lot, especially with like, so I grew up like I've always identified as a girl. I've always been a girl, but I've never really liked makeup or girly things. And I would just kind of feel very left out or very ostracized, because I would go to like the beauty parlors or like the salons, and I would say certain things. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really wear makeup. I don't do anything to my hair. I would just be there for like my annual haircut or something. And I would just feel so not accepted. That's the energy I'm getting with that second closure part. It's like you thought people were gonna like you just because of this, or like you thought it would come naturally. But then you realized that all they really cared about was the outside superficial stuff. That's what I'm feeling. Because when I went to those salons and realized that they just didn't find anything in common with me, I would just be like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just here for that one haircut. I'm not here to talk about makeup or anything. So that's what I'm getting. It's like you thought you fit in, and then you're realizing that you don't, and that's the craziest part. So let's go ahead and look at the tarot portion this time. The top row is going to be you in this situation, and 3 key things that are going to help you move on from this. The bottom situation, or it's either going to be the person or the situation of that you are seeking closure with, and how it's relating to you, how it's affecting you. So for my first card, okay, so what is the biggest thing you need closure on? That's what I'm hearing. What's the main thing, person, situation that you need closure on, and how can we obtain this? We have the Ace of Swords. Your new mindset is something you're coming to terms with. It's not that you need closure on your new mindset. It's that you need closure leaving behind an old mindset. Can we clarify this though? Ooh, okay, so 9 of Swords reversed. You feel so much better, but you wake up every day thinking, I can't go back to that lifestyle. So your anxieties are less, like way less than they used to be, but there might be a feeling of emptiness because you are no longer doing the things you used to do. Because, like, for example, if this is a relationship, which for a lot of you it may or may not be, if it was a relationship, I don't think it was a relationship based on love or based on something solid here. It may have been a relationship out of convenience, or because, I don't know, maybe all your friends wanted you to get together, or they were just there, you know. It was an easy relationship. If it is, it's like you're glad you no longer have to deal with that person, because honestly, they didn't leave you feeling the best. But you wake up and I realize, oh, I can't text them to go do stuff with anymore. That's what I'm feeling. It could also be the friends, you know, like those friends made you feel awful, but you can no longer talk to them about the things you used to talk about. So that's what we have going on. That's the biggest thing you need closure on. How is this making you feel internally? Oh, wait, this goes up here. So it's making you realize that all the things that you worked so hard for may have not been worth it in the end. Again, we're having that perfectionist tendency. It's like you did so much for all these things. You worked really hard. You saved up money. You did a lot. And now it's like, well, now it's not worth anything. You are reevaluating what actually means anything to you. What is really important to you? What is that worth? You're going to find out that you actually don't have to work too hard for the things that are going to be really important in your life here, pile 2. Let's get the next card, the Hierophant. This is a karmic lesson for sure. Understanding that this whole situation, that this whole lifestyle, for a lot of you, this was a phase of your life. This was just a lesson in how not to end up being somebody that you look in the mirror and don't completely vibe with or don't completely resonate with. It's like some of you were waking up looking in the mirror and wondering, am I even happy? Like I have all the things and markers of what people think should make me happy, but I'm not happy. That's what I'm seeing with you, pile 2. Okay, then the last 3 cards are going to be guidance to get closure on the situation. Find new things that inspire you. Go seek things that really make your heart sing, that make you happy, that bring joy to you. You're going to find new hobbies, and with those new hobbies, you're going to make new friends or find your people. We also have, be honest. So upright, the 7 of Swords is deceit. Reversed, it's like we're letting go of the lies. We're letting go of pretending to be something we're not. There are certain cards. It's on one of the decks, one of my favorite decks. It was one of my first ones. The 7 of Swords has somebody wearing a mask, and I'm seeing that mask fall off. It's like we're no longer wearing a mask. We're no longer hiding. You're going to like the things that you like, whether anybody else cares about that or not. It's like you're truly doing you. You might have a hobby or two that everybody else doesn't really resonate with, or like people just don't get, but you're not going to care. You're going to keep doing that because that's how you know you're going to find your people. And the last card we have Queen of Swords, tapping into that intellect. Some of you have such beautiful minds and such beautiful brains, and in this past energy you weren't really allowed to showcase that, or if you did, you didn't use it to its best extent. You didn't really, some of you may have even misused it. Right next to like the reverse 7 of Swords, maybe some of you became really good liars or really good at faking something. That's what it is. You became really good at faking something and you just got tired of faking it, because the Queen of Swords upright is very honest, but also sincere, but also doesn't sugarcoat anything. We did have the sugar in the oracle cards. Maybe some of you are cutting out sugar or something like that. Yeah, you're cutting out the sugar coating. You're being much more honest with yourself and with others. And in doing that, you're going to live a life that is a lot easier for you to handle. That is so much more freeing and so much more beautiful. Yeah, just be honest with yourself and with others. I see you making friends who are going to be just as honest with you. And I've said this in another reading too. The Queen of Swords isn't the sparkliest, the most charming, or even like the nicest of the queens, but she's very honest. And she'll tell you what you need to do. Like she's a true friend in that she doesn't deceive you. She doesn't sugarcoat it. She doesn't, she's very practical in her advice, but she's also very intellectual. Like she's the kind of person who wouldn't be attracted to anybody because of looks or because of what they can offer or what they have, or even, she's attracted to intelligence. She's attracted to the mind. You're going to have more meetings of the mind here. You're going to meet people who match you on your intellectual level or who have the same ideas as you do, who you have really good, meaningful conversations with. I feel like for a lot of you, especially if you're seeking like a feminine here, or even if you are feminine, you might seek a partner this way too, or a good friend, a good close friends. Some of you might start tapping more into platonic relationships as well, because the Queen of Swords isn't the most romantic, but she does value her friends and the input that they have. So let's look at the situation. How's the situation, people? For a lot of you, it's a social group. How are they handling this? How are they handling this? Okay. The Emperor reversed. So the way they're seeing you, oh gosh. If there are masculines watching this, you're dealing with toxic masculinity. Like this is those bros that think because you let go of some of this stuff that you're no longer cool or masculine or whatever, which is so dumb. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, it's like, let's say you used to have a sports car and all the dudes loved it and they're like, oh, that's so cool. And you sold it to get something more practical. They're going to be like, bro, what did you do? Why did you do that? You used to have such a cool car. Now you're driving a Honda or whatever. I don't know. It's something like that. Oh, I have too many guy friends. I know a little bit too much about that world. That's what I'm seeing. So that's for some of you. If you're a woman though, you're just some people are seeing you as like giving up power here. And that's ridiculous because you know that power comes from within. It doesn't come from the things you have or your visual appeal. Power comes from within. So that's what I'm seeing. People think that you have given up some sort of power because they saw whatever you had as power. But the truth is, power isn't in things or in your visual appearance. It's in how you go about life and the things you do. In fact, quite the opposite. In doing this particular thing, you've actually regained power, but they're going to see it the opposite. It's like, well, no, you've given up power because you used to have such a cool house, or you used to live in a great neighborhood and now you're living there. Like, these people just do not get it. In fact, give it some time and you're going to see that the way you and these people thought was so different. You're not going to understand how you put up with it. Let's go ahead and get how they're viewing you internally. If they even view you internally. These people are very they're very shallow. I don't think they would see this, but we have the High Priestess. Oh, so the few friends that did get to know you on a deep personal level, they're going to actually respect this because they know you are following your intuition, and in following your intuition, you're going to make yourself feel better. I feel like the few friends you do have, because there's like a handful of them that really do support what you do. They understand that you were meant for something better. Maybe they've even seen you be upset, or they themselves knew and understood that you were upset. And it's like you're following your gut, you're following your intuition, and I'm associating the High Priestess here with emotions, but emotions of the heart, emotions that are tied to bettering yourself here. So they know that you are following your intuition, your gut, your heart. You're following your soul, essentially. It's like, what is your soul calling to? So it's not all bad. Some people, the people who only saw you for your outside, they think, oh, well, you're doing something dumb because you had all this cool stuff and now you don't. But the few true friends you had, they understand why you're doing this. So I'm glad that you do have some good friends here, Pile 2. Let's go ahead and get another card. What they may do, that's what I'm hearing. Any sort of weird things that they may do. So there's a smear campaign is what I'm hearing. Like somebody may be talking negatively about you. It's because, God, I need to sit for this. It's like because you're no longer in the inner circle or in the social circle. You're no longer part of the cool kids or whatever this is. They're going to start talking crap about you. And maybe it'll get out. Maybe you'll hear about it. But it's like, what I'm hearing is like, I never really liked them anyway. Or yeah, they were too XYZ anyway. Like they're coming up with stupid reasons to not miss you or to think that they're better off without you. It's so dumb. Like somebody here is literally just trying to like make you out to be something bad. It's like, and I don't know if this is, there's a lot of people that I feel like you just were better off never knowing here, Pile 2, because some of these people were never really your friends. They just liked you for whatever it is that you had. Another way of seeing this though, because it is justice, I do feel karma will come after them at some point. You may not see it, but you will hear about it. Let's get another card. I want to see what else that they're gonna say or that they may do. Father of Swords. Yeah, there's somebody key here who likes to talk a lot of smack, who likes to talk a lot of crap. And I feel like this person thinks that they're like the leader of this, or it could be like a couple that think they're a leader. It's King of Swords energy, and that usually just means masculine, but they do not have to be masculine. It could be a woman who just talks a lot of crap, essentially. That's what I keep hearing. Like somebody here does not like you in any way, shape, or form. Pile 2, please be careful. I'm sending you a lot of protection here because even though they may not come after you physically, I feel like their words can really hurt. It's kind of like their words are spells or chants that are coming after you. You will end up hearing about this, unfortunately. And maybe a part of you will want to be confrontational with the Ace of Wands here. Like this is you not sitting still. You're not going to sit quietly and take this. If you ever hear this, you're going to be like, can you say that in my face? But it's kind of like, yeah, there's just somebody here who is not great. Just ignore them. Ignore them because they're jealous, essentially. Let's get 2 more cards. Either more closure from them or anything else that they may do as a result of this. The Sun. They're gonna try and lower your confidence, but they can try. These people are so shady. And Strength. These are both confidence cards. Strength specifically is overcoming like struggles or lacking. It's overcoming certain things that made you weak. These people, Why are they talking so much crap? That's what I want to know. It's like they want to hurt your confidence. They want to make you feel like because you're no longer with them that you're not worth anything, when the truth is your own self-worth is really what matters. In fact, the fact that they're trying so hard to bring you down lets me know that you actually do have some sort of power, because if you really weren't worth anything, they wouldn't come after you. If they really didn't care, they wouldn't come after you. But the thing is, your confidence, your radiance is so bright and so strong, and it's only going to get stronger as a result of this. Like, they're trying really hard to bring you down because they know you're something worth taking down, which means that you're one of the top people in their life, I guess. I'm trying to say, like, you're one of the big ones, you're one of the good ones, and they're trying to bring you down because if you weren't, they wouldn't care. Or I don't know, you brought something to this group of people, and now all they can do is talk crap, which just goes to show you that they were never really your friends to begin with. It's odd because I've been reading this in certain personal readings. I've been getting something similar. If it's not friends, it could be family, of course, but because we have a very shallow view of this, I feel like it's very much friends, because with family, they wouldn't care so much, or if they do, it's because they want something out of you. I want to see why they care so much. I do feel like you brought something good to this community. Maybe your intuition, maybe you were very intuitive and you brought that to them, or you just had a way of like really getting the party started. You brought something to them. It could have just been your energy. You might have like really amazing energy, and that's why you couldn't sustain the bullcrap anymore here, pile 2. You couldn't sustain everybody else's negativity. It's like, I see you going to these parties, I see you going to these people and having to be fake with some of them, and you just couldn't do it anymore. It's like, I don't even like this. I don't even like you. I paid all this money for this card to get you guys to like me, and it turns out you still talk crap about me. Like, why am I doing this? I see you going to somebody's house or parties and you're just not having a great time, even though everybody else is. I'm hearing System of a Down. What's that song? Everybody coming to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunshine, or something. I don't know. And that song is about a facade of everything being fun when really it's awful. It's a very political song, so I won't get into it. But that's essentially what it's about. It's about, oh, it's everybody's coming to the party, have a real good time. But underneath that is something that it's a little sinister. So I want to see why they care so much. So one, the energy you brought, whether you realize you bring this energy to them or not, pile 2, is irrelevant. You brought it, at least to them, because these people are not great. Okay, so we have parties. 4 of Wands is party, celebration. You brought a very good, like, carefree energy to them. We also have the Hanged Man. How am I supposed to take this? Reversed. It's like you just changed your mind, and people don't like that. It's like when somebody does a 180 and people just get so offended by it, like it's a slap in the face to them. But in this case, they kind of deserve it because they're not great. These people made you want to be fake, and that this is not worth sustaining anymore. King of Wands. Not surprised. You have a lot more control and power over these people than you realize, or you have the capacity to, and it's like, I don't want that anymore. I just want my control back. I want control over my own life. I don't want to control you guys with whatever it is that I have. I don't even want that. You just want to move forward and have a life that is really happy. Back of the deck, we have 3 of Pentacles. This could be a work situation. Maybe you're leaving a company, and in doing that, you're literally turning your life around, because reversed, you're letting go of certain networks. You're letting go of certain people that you thought you would always have around, maybe to start businesses. Maybe one of these people is your business partner, unfortunately. And it's like, I can do this on my own. I was carrying everybody anyway. I can do this on my own because you guys don't do it for me anymore. What's underneath this? We have the World. Yeah. It'll take some time to gain closure on this because of how many people were involved, and because somebody here who is a key player or a key crap talker won't shut up about you for a while. They reside with very strong masculine energy, but like I said, they do not have to be masculine. This whole reading read very masculine, actually. But this just means that there's 2 very powerful people here. It could be like 2 queen bees or 2 guys. Like, people were butting heads here, you and somebody else. Somebody who saw you as a threat because they understood that you were going places or that you had more to offer. Maybe people liked you more than this person and they didn't understand. It's kind of like they feel that you don't deserve to be liked in this way because they think they're better somehow. And then that person got more people behind them somehow. It could have been through a partner. That is so odd. It could have been through a partner. It could have been through either another business partner. Maybe they were starting a business with somebody else, or a romantic partner who maybe also had influence around the situation. It's very odd. Yeah, just be glad that you're out of this. Like, I would just step away from this. It's gonna take time because, like I said, I feel like you were very enmeshed in this for a while, and there was this energy was not worth it. Pile 2. Let's go ahead and get your closing advice, your closing cards, to see what else needs to come through in order for you to gain closure here. Sorry if you notice a cut, pile 2. I just needed a moment, a breather from that, because things could get a little heated within this, especially if somebody here is a little bit more confrontational. So do be careful. Be careful. Let's go ahead and get your Moonology card. I missed this in the oracles, but I'm going to go ahead and make it part of your advice. Closing advice. So for my pile 2, what closing advice do we have for them? Oh, you got 2 cards. New Moon in Taurus, know your worth, and Full Moon in Virgo, take inspired action. Yeah, you are doing this because you have finally realized your worth. And the fact that we have New Moon and Full Moon, I kind of like that. It feels like a complete cycle. Well, it's not really a complete cycle. This is only halfway. But it's kind of like you're taking very practical steps here. Somebody here could be Moon in Virgo or Moon in Taurus, but you're taking very practical steps as to why you did this. And maybe people don't understand that. Moon and Earth signs can come off as very mature for their age. I know this because I have a lot of people this way. So I feel like you were outgrowing the situation a lot faster than the people around you. So yeah, practical reasons. Let's go ahead and get your runes for my pile 2. We have, this is Anzus, or no, it's oh, I like this. It's Tewa's Victory. Yeah, you're going to be very successful after cutting these people out. We also have Manus, and I'm going to look into the book for this because my little chart says female, so there could have been an important female figure or feminine energy figure here that was of help. And then we have healing. You're actually doing some sort of healing within this connection. And I apologize in advance for the loud noise in the background. I have a very noisy neighborhood. But yeah, I feel like you're doing a lot of healing, and through this healing you're gonna find victory. And who this person is, it could have been the person talking crap, or it could be a key player in your healing. So from the book, I'm specifically using the Runes for Modern Life book, which is its own deck, but I'm just using it for this one for Manaz. Manu's Manaz. This is human humanity. It's about the self. Manaz is a symbol of both the human race and the individual self in the rune deck. It celebrates everything about humankind that elevates us: our intelligence, our compassion, our creativity, our artistry, and our ability to innovate. It is a symbol of collective consciousness and values we all share, but at the same time, it is strongly associated with an individual's self-awareness. And I feel like that really resonates with whatever it is that you're going through right now, pile 2. You have become very self-aware. You've understood that you are very much wanting a different type of people around you because the people you are currently with are not at your level, or they are keeping you down somehow. Like, you could be dealing with people who refuse to grow up. I'm seeing like people that are out of college, or like, you know, in their mid to late 20s, who are between the stages of growing up and not wanting to grow up. That's what I'm seeing for some of you. It could be at any age, of course, but I feel like that's when it happens the most. This could be a Saturn return kind of thing. So maybe you're going through your Saturn return a lot more smoothly than everybody else around you, which in fact, if you have like something about earth signs could be important here. My Saturn is in Capricorn, so I know these moons would be very beneficial to somebody with that placement. So whatever your Saturn is in, look towards the moons and look for people with that, because they'll be able to help you out more. Do you hear how obnoxious these vehicles are? I don't even know what that is or why it has to make that sound. That is ridiculous. And there goes its buddy, because there's 2 of them out there. Anyway, pile 2. Let's end this reading because it's been going on for a moment. We have 22. I am aligned. You are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. I love that for you, pile 2. And we have number 22, so maybe 222 could be of importance here. But you are becoming more aligned than you realize to something that is really meant for you. You are choosing, you're doing right. You're following the right path in letting go of these people or situations. So I really hope that this reading is giving you all the signs and closure that you need, that you are on the right path and letting these things go. Don't even worry about whatever they're saying. Haters are going to hate. Let them hate themselves into oblivion. We have butterfly, a change for the better. Yes, I love these changes for you, pile 2. We also have bat. Take care, enemies are working against you. Yep, there they are. Haters gonna hate. But you're a butterfly, not a bat, so don't worry. Let them be blind. We have cat, a two-faced friend. God, there's someone you really need to look out for. Because they don't want you to change. They don't want you to go on to better things. That's so messed up. We have feather. Someone you know is undependable and sincere. And insincere. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know how much more confirmation of that you need, pile 2. Kite, vacation. So a vacation could really help you out here. Specifically one with family, like either your own family or friends that are like family, like literally people that you know will love you no matter what. Somebody who, like, don't take the fake friends on this vacation. Or if you were planning a vacation with them, don't go on it. Don't go on any vacation with them. Even if you already put money into it, even if you already put down your deposit, you're going to have to accept, like, maybe just lose out on that $100 because it might be worth it to not go and have to deal with them. Because I'm seeing some of you have already put down some money or something. Let it go. Because it might be way better to, like, it's not worth that much money to have to put up with them or whatever is going on there. There's going to be something nasty that happens or something just not present. I'm seeing, like, something that's not pleasant is going to happen here. I'm seeing the vacations in, like, the Real Housewives series. You know how when they go on vacation, there's always some drama? I mean, we know they do it for TV, but that's what I'm seeing. It's like you want to go on vacation and have fun, but here are these women causing drama for a quote reality show. And maybe your life could be a little bit like a reality show as well. Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. Like I said, be careful. Because I feel like somebody here, maybe an Aries, could want to start something. Dog, far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. If you have friends that you don't see often, but that you know are great for you, it might be time to reach out to them. Like friends that you know are going to like you no matter what you do. Friends that you know... because I'm not seeing distant like far away. I'm seeing distant like maybe you've distanced yourself from them emotionally because you wanted to vibe with some other group of friends instead. But I feel like there are certain friends that you've like distanced yourself from or walked away from, or that walked away from you because of this, that you actually vibed with a lot more. I feel like they're going to be a lot more helpful. Of course, a dog could also be important because we have cats and dogs here. One more card for you, my beautiful pile 2. I just want to give you the most advice. Okay, 2 came out. Teardrops, great personal sorrow. I feel like you're going to be upset about this for a moment. I don't blame you. Like, there's too many people here who just aren't great. And Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Yeah, there's going to be better times. You're going to be a changed person, and people will notice this about you because for some of you, you were coming off in a way that wasn't very true to yourself. And maybe somebody here has pointed this out to you. I feel like it might be this distant friend. It could be somebody who has known you for a long time and knew you before you became this and will continue to know you after this. Or somebody who just knows you really well. But regardless, this is where I leave it, pile 2. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, so much protection from this negativity. Steer clear of them, please. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the amethyst crystal, then we have a reading here for you about closure on a situation. So we're going to see what the situation is, what happened, anything you may need to know, the perspective from tarot and the universe, and then we're going to see how you can better get closure on this. So we're going to start with the oracles to see what your situation is. We're going to tap into the tarot later to get more details on it. But first things first, let's get your oracles. I can find where they are. Let's start with this one. So, from the Alchemy deck, what does my pile 3 need closure on? Some of you have been very quiet about this. I don't think this is something that you share with a lot of people. Because I'm trying to tap into your energy, and it is so private and secretive. Mortification. Oh, okay. So you're really going through it. I feel like this messed you up a little bit more than you care to admit. And that's okay. Pile 3, I won't tell anybody. Let's go ahead and get another card. The Sun. But you know what? Things get better. Things get better. Whatever's going on here was to benefit your confidence. Whatever was going on here was to make you step into your power. Because I feel like before the situation came along, it could be a person, it could be a situation. You are already destined for something, like something catastrophic to happen. I'm not sure if this person or situation prevented it from getting worse, but it's kind of like you were going to go through this anyway. So this situation came along. Yeah, back of the deck, Pluto. Pluto is transformative energy. It is energy that you cannot escape, essentially. You were meant to change. You were meant to go through something here. So for all we know, this person could have made it better, or situation, depending on what it is. Let's go ahead and get more cards for you from the Goddess Power Goddess Oracle. We have Danu Assurance. We have 10 coming out twice, so October could be of importance, also January. Some of you could be a life path 1, because both of those would be life path 1s. So you're very independent, at least when it comes to this particular situation. Your independence was really of importance here. Let's get your God card. We have Cernunnos, shape-shifting. You may have been trying to be a little bit of everything to everyone in the situation, or you kept trying to be something that you were not, or something that didn't come naturally to you. We also have Anubis, protection, and you were very divinely protected from this regardless. Like, didn't matter what was happening here. If it was something that, for example, I'm seeing like if you were trying to take on a relationship with somebody that you thought was a red flag, or that maybe you saw a red flag, but you were like, let me ignore it. You were still going to be protected from this, because I don't think things got as bad as they could have in either this situation or in your life, because I feel like some of you were already on track for something pivotal here, for like a tower moment, a phoenix moment, or something along those lines. And this person came along to either help you out with this or to distract you from this. So that's why the protection is here. Either they were the protection or you were protected regardless. Let's go ahead and get more cards. This is a very interesting reading. Yeah, this is something you're not talking about with a lot of people, because you're kind of ashamed that you're going through this. Let's go ahead and get your cards. We have Ruby. You're the queen bee, honey. Yeah. You're going to step back into your power for sure. Somebody could be born in July, because I'm pretty sure July is when Ruby is the crystal here. So Cancer or Leo. We also have selenite. Cleanse your energy field. Yeah, if you do energetic cleansings, it's time to cleanse yourself of the situation, of the energy of the situation. Maybe not necessarily the person, but definitely the energy that had been brought about by this. Very interesting. For a lot of you, I feel like it's a person. This is I think this is the first pile where I am very clearly seeing a person, and not like a group of people like in one of the previous piles. In a previous pile, it was like a group of people and then a few key players. This one, it's like one particular person. But the person came along with the situation, if that makes any sense. And then we have your Moonology card. Know your worth, New Moon and Taurus. This also came out in a previous pile. Maybe you're here from pile 2. I want to say that's where this is from. And this would be like the aftermath of having let a lot of that go, or of letting go of a particular person. Dang, this person. Of a particular person. I got so tongue-tied when I said that. Back of the deck, full moon in Sagittarius, see the bigger picture. Yeah, you might be hyper-focusing on this person or situation, and you may think that this is some big deal, but the truth is you need to look at the bigger picture. In letting go of this and finding closure with this, you're going to move on to bigger, better things, essentially. Let's go ahead and get your Destiny card. The time of Sagittarius could be important. Full moon in Sagittarius happens during Gemini, so maybe Gemini season was important to you. But I feel like also Taurus, which is right next to Gemini season. Maybe this happened during new moon in Taurus to the full moon in Sagittarius, which would be in Gemini season. So the month of May could have been really important. April through June, essentially. But Sagittarius season itself, which is late November to mid-December, would be important here. We have truth. Oh, okay. We are gaining truth here. Part of the reason you're having trouble with closure could be because the truth hasn't fully come out, or maybe you found out a particular truth. Let me find space for this. And then one more card. Love. Yeah, like I said, for a lot of you, this is one person, and it could have been a relationship. For a lot of you, this was if not a relationship, it could have been a friendship. So you were on track to have some either dark night of the soul or something interesting here. Like, I feel like this was going to happen. Mortification lets me know that it had built up to this. I might read from the book for it just to make sure I am getting that situation right. But it's kind of like you knew you were headed toward this. And then this person came along, and either, for some of you, it may have made it worse. But for a lot of you, it made it better than it could have been. It's kind of like because this person was there, I think the only reason it made it worse was because you allowed yourself to get attached to them because of the situation. Maybe you were going through something and this person came along and you kind of became a little codependent on them because they provided some sort of comfort when you mostly needed it. They provided a comfort when you were really asking the universe to not be alone during this time. But I don't think they were meant to be there for a long time, or if they were, it was just to help you through this and then they had to move on. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe they're still here. But because this is a closure reading, I feel like you're trying to get closure on them. It could be the situation, but it's kind of like, I don't feel like you're with this person anymore. Because with the Sun, it's kind of like you've been let go, you've been set free, or you let them go. But it still ended up hurting you. Like, we can let people go and still mourn that, even if it was our decision, we can still cry about letting go of somebody. I know I do that all the time, and I had to let go half of the time that I'm with people. Assurance lets me know that you will be just fine, and I feel like you know this. I feel like you understand that you will be fine. But the reason this situation is kind of pivotal is because it came at a pivotal time. Like, you weren't expecting to meet somebody when you were going through this, and because you did, maybe you put a lot more emotional weight on the situation than it needed. It's kind of like you thought because they were there to help you out through something that it would be something long lasting, or that it would be something a lot more pivotal or important. And I think it was, but not in the way you were expecting. Because I feel like this situation with this person really empowered you, or it showed you where your true power lied. I feel like with truth, you came to a lot of truths, not just about this person, but also about yourself. I get the truth card when somebody has a very strong third eye and they're able to see through anything. So there could have been some truths here that were really hard for you to take or understand, whether it was with this person or within yourself. Because the truth is, you were both going through a transformation. More so you. Oh, underneath this, I've never seen this card, but I don't use this deck enough. The uncreated. It's like there was something here that you were both meant to do, but it was never created. And maybe you feel like you still need to create something with this. So for some of you, this might not be entirely over. Underneath that, we have Neptune. You might have psychic insight or dreams or something about this person. You could have a psychic bond, especially with Sagittarius, because I forget that Sagittarius can be a very spiritual sign. But I feel like if this isn't completely over, because I'm not sure if this is like completely done with the both of you. I feel like you need closure on this particular situation because it's been a moment. Like, it's been a moment since you've heard from them, seen them, or maybe you had to break away from each other to finally finish out this phase of your life, or maybe they had to break away from you to finish their phase of their life. And yeah, for some of you, it's not completely over. Shape-shifting also lets me know that somebody here is not afraid to change with the times. This person could be very plutonic, and that means they're not afraid of transformation. I was actually getting this download earlier because I know plutonic people. I love plutonic people because I have Pluto in the 8th house in Scorpio. So it's like, how plutonic and scorpionic can you get? I'm not afraid of change. And I was told when I was first coming into like some intuitive ability that I have the capacity to change, like to heal and transform people. And a download I got was that healing is transformation. When you heal something, it essentially transitions from something that is hurt or not well to something that is better or something that is more evolved. So it's an inevitable change. Any healing is a type of change, which is why Pluto is very important in any kind of healer's astrological chart. So I feel like either you or this person are just bringers of change, whether you like it or not. And maybe when you got together, it like amplified. So it's like you had no choice but to change. And I feel like there is a separation between you and this person right now. Whether that is permanent or whether that is just temporary, I guess we'll see in the tarot. Because right now, what I'm seeing the most of here is the fact that you were very divinely protected, and it's time to cleanse some energy here, because there is something bigger here, and there's something about your worth coming into this as well. The sun and knowing your worth. I feel like a lot of you lack a lot of confidence to do things on your own, so you might be a little bit codependent on people to get things done or to do things. And I feel like this person was here to change that perspective of yours, to allow you to understand that you have a lot more power within yourself than you realize. Maybe you have a hard time exerting yourself. This would be somebody who's got like a badly aspected sun, or a sun in the 12th house, something along those lines, where you're just not okay with like exerting yourself. Or even if you are, you may not be comfortable in that energy, or you still expect somebody else to be there with you. But the thing is, and this is the odd part, I really do think there was true love here. Even if it was very platonic, even if it was on a very base human level, I feel like there was love here. And that's another reason you have such a hard time with the closure. It's like, how can I find closure when there is love here? That's what I'm hearing from a lot of you. And I don't want you to be hard on yourself. I feel like sometimes if the love was real, and even if it was short-lived, I feel like that was worth it in itself. Because somebody here, let me read from the book for mortification. Let me read from it, because I feel like I am missing something. Or maybe you feel like you're missing something. I really hope this wasn't a ghosting situation. I don't feel like you two would do that to each other, especially if somebody here knows and understands what you were going through. Because I feel like you two would not want to break each other's heart, but it was inevitable that that would happen. Because somebody here is on a different path than the other. Somebody here is closing out. You're both closing out cycles, but different cycles and in different ways and on your own. I don't feel like you're part of each other's cycle here. And I'm already hearing very strongly, is this going to happen again? Will this person come back? Which is interesting. Because I was trying to do a why did they ghost me reading. But like I said, I don't think like you ghosted each other. But we do have Anubis, and he is a god of death here. So like I said, there is a transformation. So for mortification, we have decay, death, decomposition. Well, there you go. Mortification is the great alchemical operation of darkness. What was once composed now decomposes. What was once presentable is now despicable. This stage cannot be avoided. The underworld has taken us into the dark interior of its belly. And here we reside until spring, which is making me think of the Persephone myth. So maybe you'll see this person again during spring or whatever. There's something about the seasons here. This person could be a seasonal person. Through the natural process of decay, we descend into depths we didn't know existed. The alchemist soon finds mortification is a stage of regeneration and sacred power, where the soil is fertile and rich, offering nourishment for tomorrow. This stage cannot be rushed. The darkness must have time to do its work, to dismantle and to loosen, to free us from old scripts and stories. As we learn to surrender to this great operation, the earth churns and wisdom whispers in the dark. She envelopes us with grace and the promise of what's to come. Oh, and it's funny, to go deeper, read the Egyptian story of Osiris, which, we have Egyptian mythology here, so maybe Egyptian myth was something that was important to the both of you. But yeah, I feel like this could be something that hasn't completely ended yet. It's kind of like something had to end in order to make way for something new. This could be within your own connection, but I don't want to feed any delusions here. You will know whether you want this person back or not. You will know whether there is something more for this. Maybe this person wants you back as well, because like I said, the uncreated, it's like something was meant to come out of this. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it will, because if somebody chooses wrong, if somebody decides that this is not the path for them and they go the other way, you will find somebody better to do this with. So let's go ahead and look at your tarot. Yeah, the energy in this particular pile is very somber. So there's definitely sadness on both your parts. And like I said, this is definitely a person. There is a situation that is kind of affecting this. Whether it's theirs or yours, I feel like it's mostly yours though. Like a chapter you have to close out in your life. And if you do hear from them again, or if there is meant to be anything with this person again, I feel like that chapter has to close out. Maybe they're waiting for that too. Maybe they understand that you are not completely emotionally available right now because of the situation, or you understand that they're not emotionally available because of the situation, and that's fair. Do you know the amount of people that I've like met on dating apps or have tried to date that aren't over their ex and they just point blank told me about it? Like, and I had to stop trying to pursue them and become a friend at that point. And I was like, I don't think you should be here then. I think you need to be honest with yourself, get your healing, and either try to make it work with that person and or figure it out. But I don't think you should be being on dating apps right now. I actually had that conversation with somebody earlier today, and I'm glad I did. Like, I wasn't hurt by it. I decided not to take it personally because I understood that this person was going through something. It's like, let me be a friend to you right now, and let me not even pursue anything here. And we parted ways pleasantly, me wishing him the best, and he wished me the best as well. He said, that's good, you do deserve somebody who is emotionally available. And I was like, thank you. So things don't have to end awfully. Like, things do not have to end on bad terms. You do not have to choose anger every time. Not saying that your anger isn't justified if you do have any. I feel like it can be, but it's like, does it always have to be this way? Let's move on to the tarot though. So let's go ahead and get cards for what is the main thing I think I will do this one A and B style because there is clearly a person here. But let's see, what is the main thing you need to get closure on? Why can you not find closure? What would be the one thing that you really need to focus on? We have the Chariot, just moving forward. Go ahead and focus on your success, focus on your career, focus on the things that are going to progress you forward. Move on from this. Definitely go through your situation if you are still going through that. And just move forward. I feel like you will feel better once you move on, even if it's just for the time being. Internally, we have the Ace of Wands. It's interesting. There is false start here, and I never thought to take this card that way. Delays, creative blocks, and hesitancy. So for some of you, you're feeling that you can't move forward because this was the false start. But the thing is, if it was really meant to be, it'll come back around. I know I'm giving very general advice, but it's like, let's get more cards for you, pile 3. Let's get something that they really need to hear. And then 3 cards for how to move on from this, how to gain closure. Because, let's get a card. 2 of Swords. So I feel like you're definitely not talking right now. And I got this channel for myself because I had to go through something similar with somebody that I had to stop communication with. Our last conversation, the way we ended things, I thought, like, I was very reluctant to have that conversation. And as a result of that, because my energy was not there for me to have closure, I didn't get my closure. The person I was talking to, at least I really do believe they got closure, or we thought it was closure, but it wasn't. So I had to really sit with myself and understand that if I feel like I lacked closure, it was because I wasn't doing my part to obtain that closure. I feel like you might be doing the same thing here, pile 3, and I am saying this with so much love. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying this because I feel like this is something similar to what I experienced. You have to find your own closure, regardless of whether this person reaches out or not, regardless of whether this person wants to give it to you or not. You have to find your own closure within this situation. Let's go ahead and get 3 cards for how to find that. 8 of Pentacles. There's a lot about focusing on your finances, your work, throwing yourself into projects that you know are going to bring you something. It's like if you see results within something, it's going to make you feel better. So if you get a promotion, that's going to make you feel better because you're making more money. Or if you work on something, work on a project that allows you to get either instant gratification or something close to it, that's going to make you feel better. It's like bring yourself rewards from something else that is going to make you that's going to put you in a more positive light. We have the Page of Cups. Don't be afraid of really tapping into your feelings. Don't be afraid of understanding that it was okay to love. It was okay to open your heart, even if they didn't reciprocate or even if they ran away because you showed a little bit of your emotion. Understand that you're not at fault here for doing that. You didn't scare them away. They just weren't ready. If that is the case, don't ever be afraid of feeling your emotions or feeling whatever you were feeling. Even if it was stupid to feel that way, be very honest with how you were feeling and understand that there's nothing wrong with your heart. There's nothing wrong with what you have to offer, with what you have to give. For you to offer your love and your heart to somebody is a blessing that I don't think they understood. It's something beautiful. It's a privilege for anybody to have an offer of love from you, pile 3. Sorry if my voice is getting weird. I'm just getting choked up hearing this. And then one more card. One more card. We have the Two of Pentacles. Right now, you're kind of unbalanced. So there is a sense that you have to get back to yourself. But it's what's interesting here. I've never thought to take this card that way. This is why I like these little cards that have like interpretations. Inability to commit, essentially emotional unavailability. I feel like you yourself are also not ready to commit. I think you also are not ready for a relationship. Even if you were the one who suggested there was a relation, that there be a relationship, that you both pursue one, you're not ready for that. Like, they're definitely not ready because they're not with you right now, but you're not ready either. And I feel like you have to be very honest with yourself about that. I feel like you have to understand that you may think you're ready, but because you're actually not, things would not end up the right way. It was not the right time. Like I said, you have a situation going on in the background that you have to take care of before this goes on. This could be having to deal with, for some of you, I'm seeing something financial, like maybe a lawsuit, maybe a divorce for some of you. Maybe you're coming out of something else, like a longer term relationship when you met this person. Because like I said, maybe you were just trying to distract from the past with this person, and it's like, oh, I didn't realize I would catch feelings. So you really need to focus back on yourself and what it is that you are feeling. Because there's nothing wrong with you, but you're not ready for whatever anybody else here has to offer. In fact, I've always gotten this download is that if you're attracting emotionally unavailable people, it's because you're that way yourself. We tend to attract things that we are very similar to. So if this is the case, then I feel like you really need to sit with yourself, maybe live a single life for a moment, or even a more celibate life. And I hate saying that. I really hate saying that. Maybe just detach completely from the romantic stratosphere for a little moment. Like, just detach for a moment. I'm not saying to detach from your feelings or to detach from your heart, but definitely detach from people in general. But now we're going to see how your person is taking this, what closure they have gotten from you. What is their closure situation? Knight of Wands reversed. I'm going to get more cards. I'm seeing them get distracted very easily. Emotionally, though, you were very nurturing to them. They felt very at home with you. They felt that they could build something with you. So, like I said, there was love there. There were reciprocal feelings, whether you believe this or not. If you don't need to believe that, if you don't want to believe that, you don't have to, because it might feed to a delusion or something negative here. And if that's the case, you don't, like, even if they felt that way, the fact that they're not acting on that should be enough proof to you that there's something that is not ready for you here, or that something just wouldn't work out at the moment. Let's get how they feel about this, how they feel toward you. Queen of Swords. They feel that you're very, well, I'm being called to the independent word here. Like, they feel you're very independent, but that you're also very smart. And this could be both a good and a bad thing. I feel like they're drawn to intellect, but this can also make you very individual. It's like you don't need them. And because they understand that you don't need them, they kind of feel useless around you, and they don't want to feel that way. They want to be able to provide for you. They want to do things for you. But the truth is, it's like they're just, I'm hearing you're too good for them, and they want to be at your level intellectually. It's kind of like, and maybe you are at their level intellectually, but the thing about swords, and I love swords, I really do, I love the air quality about them, but they can be some of the most detached people, and to a fault. I feel like this person can get detached to a fault even when they have feelings. And that's part of the reason they haven't reached out either, because I feel like maybe they've tried, maybe they're trying really hard to come up with a reason to speak to you or to keep you in their life somehow, but it's kind of like they're not there yet. The Knight of Wands reversed, I'm seeing this as being either distracted easily or being impulsive, like just because Knight of Wands upright, they're going for what they want, but reversed, it's kind of like either they're being impulsive with something stupid and foolish that has nothing to do with you, and or they're hesitating on taking action toward you, because I feel like they've thought about it. They've thought about coming back, but it's like something either keeps getting in the way or they change their mind at the last minute. I'm seeing a lot of indecision from this person in general. And I'm not sure if they're used to that indecision. I'm not sure if they like being indecisive when it comes to this. Let's go ahead and get anything else they may do. For you, I'm getting anything that they may do as a result of this. Especially if you try to gain closure. Will they give you the closure that you need? Let's start with that one. Will they give you the closure that you need? The start, yes. I feel like if you ask to speak to them, they'd be more than happy. They'd be more than happy to give you the closure that you need. This is Aquarius, meaning that there will still be detachment, but this is also hope. It's like if you both sit down and talk about this, there might be hope. But I feel like this could be a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, it could also feed your delusions, because what the star can be, it's like, what's the word? Kind of like illusions. I'm thinking a little bit of the moon or the Seven of Cups card. It's like you don't want to be disillusioned, but I feel like this person would want to be very clear with you that they adore you, but that now is not the time, that they would love to remain friends with you. But anything else besides that is not great for either of you. Honestly, it's for both of you. You're both not ready for this. You both have your own battles to fight on your own. Let's get 2 more cards about closure from this person. We have the Ten of Wands. So they are waiting to let go of certain things. I feel like they have a lot of things weighing them down right now, and it's not conducive to a relationship. They could be very busy with work, and maybe it's a job that really does take up a lot of time. My right ear is ringing so loud as I am saying this, so take that as confirmation. It's like they have a lot going on, and they really don't like to use the excuse that they're busy, but I think they are literally busy, like either their work situation, or maybe some of them are in school, like finishing out certain degrees, or whatever the situation is. Maybe they're going through something as well that you're not aware of. I feel like they have too much on their plate, and a relationship is not something that they can handle. Even if you see them with somebody else. Look, if you see them with somebody else, understand that that person is getting crumbs, and that person is settling for whatever crap that, well, not crap, but for whatever little things that this person could give them. If you see them going out on dates with somebody else, it's because that person has way lower standards than you do. You have higher standards. This person understands that they currently do not meet your standards, so they're going to go with somebody who has way lower standards. That person is not getting 100%, and they would give you 100%. I need you to understand that. Again, not to feed delusions, and this is not meant to tell you that you should wait or hold out for this person. You keep doing you. You should date around as well. And I feel like the universe will bring you back again at some point to see how far you both have come, and maybe even to give this a second chance. Yeah, this is the ending card again. We have death here. Symbolic death and rebirth. Letting go, release, and starting anew. Yeah. I feel like this person has definitely done this already. Maybe you've already seen them move on to somebody else. I need you to understand that doesn't mean that they have any less feelings for you. That is one thing I don't like about this person, though, because I was kind of getting this with the Knight of Wands here. Like, they move on fast, but it doesn't mean that they're over you. Like, they move on just to move on to the next thing, but they don't process their feelings enough to understand what's going on. Or this would be somebody who is okay, like, dating somebody that they're not really into just to have a date, you know? And that says nothing about you. That's nothing about you. And I hope you don't take that as a slap in the face either, pile 3, because you are worth more than, like, I think this person would be fine marrying somebody that they're not actually in love with. And that's the saddest thing, because with you, if they were to be with you, they would actually love you. God, this is breaking my heart. What's back of the deck? What's back of the 8 of Cups? Fully learning from the past, returning home, staying in a bad situation. Take whichever resonates there, but I kind of want to do like what the next steps of this are. But for a lot of you, I feel like find your own peace. Work on yourself. Work on your finances. Work on getting yourself back to where you need to be. And don't worry about this person. Don't worry about who they are with, what they are doing. Don't worry about it. It's not meant for you right now. It's not meant for you. Like, yes, there was love there, and that love was very genuine, and it came to you at the right time for whatever purpose, for whatever reason. But it's time to move on, because I feel like you both are growing. You're going through a growth cycle that you're not aware of, or maybe you are aware of, but you still feel like you need to have them around. So let's get the next steps from this closure. So this is mostly going to be for you, pile 3. I want to focus this back on you. We have the 7 of Swords. Let me get another one. Yeah, someone's going to clarify something, because there was a deception here, or if not a deception, then there was a secret that was not yet revealed, and someone's going to reveal this. It could be your person. I feel like they'd be just fine revealing this after some time. I don't know what the secret is. I'm not getting anything negative out of the secret. It's just something that they kind of don't like to share with anybody. Maybe you are aware that they have a secret and you're okay with them keeping that, but they will eventually come clean. I'm seeing your person as the King of Swords and they see you as the Queen of Swords. So there's definitely counterpart energy here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fate will bring you back together. Fate will bring you back together, pile 3. So don't worry about this. You will deal with them when they return to you. And what you're meant to make out of that will be up to you, because you both will change so much. You won't even know if you want this anymore. You won't even know if your goals will be the same anymore. You won't even know like what's because the change right now on their end and on yours could go in any way, in any which way you want. And I feel like you just have to wait for that moment. So the main way to get closure is to keep feeling what you feel. Not for this person, but like towards others. Keep opening your heart up to others. Page of Cups is making love offerings to new people. If you have a crush, maybe go approach them. If you feel like flirting and having a fun time, do that. But really focus on your finances and balancing out your situation. And wait until whatever's going on in the background to come to a full close. Because then and only then will you be able to move on with anybody and anything. So let's go ahead and get your closing advice, my beautiful pile 3. So let's go ahead and get some runes for you. I think I got you 4. We have, is this strength? Yeah, you're overcoming obstacles with the strength. We also have Jera, success. Focus on your success, whatever success means to you. Your money. Some of you are getting a promotion, or like you're getting something, or maybe a new job that pays more. We have Durisa's protection. You're so divinely protected. I need to repeat that because that came out in the oracles. You're very protected from whatever this could have been, because it could have gone a lot worse. And Nati's constraint. It's feeling trapped. Maybe because of the situation you feel trapped, or maybe you feel because that's the closure you need to get, is that you are not trapped. You are not bound to this person. Even if they keep coming back to you in some way, shape, or form, psychically or in dreams, just let... I'm hearing that this person wants to keep you updated on their life, but they have a hard time coming through. It's kind of like they know that you need they know that you need the space. They know that they need the space as well, but psychically, they're still kind of attached to you. So they might come through in weird signs and symbols to let you know that they're doing okay. That's very sweet. The only other time I see this kind of energy is like when a loved one passes away and you get clear symbols from them. But this person is very much still alive. So this lets me know that they are very spiritual. Maybe you and this person had a very spiritual bond, because the amount of emotions I am getting from them, it's just that they miss you so bad, but they know that it's not the right time. And it's odd that they know this. Maybe you know this as well, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know, pile 3. But let's move on. Gosh, this pile is wanting to bring me to tears so bad. Why is that? Okay, let's get some angel numbers for you, pile 3. Whatever you both had, it was definitely beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your numbers. 0, I am limitless. This reminds me of the Fool card. So yeah, new beginnings. There is no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new insight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. And then 19, I am a pioneer. Independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and in work, and aren't afraid to take big risk to achieve the life you desire. Somebody here could be 19, which would explain a lot. I feel like you both had a lot of love for each other, but you would still be too young to take anything on at 19 years old. But take that only if it resonates. But I do feel like you're about to start something new, and you're about to take big risks. And honestly, with whatever's coming up for you, it would also benefit you to not have somebody on, to not have a relationship, because you're going to focus a lot of time, energy, and attention onto something, and you're not going to have time for anybody else. Similar to this person, you could both be mirroring your lifestyles here, where you're both taking on things on your own, and you may come together when it's finally time for the both of you to do something together. Back of the deck, just because I was being called to it. 888, I am abundant. As you focus on all the wonderful things that surround you, you're clearing the path for more positive energy to flow into all areas of your life and creating a place for abundance. Yeah, true abundance is knowing that you will find everything you need elsewhere. True abundance is knowing that you will get that same love or that same energy from somebody else elsewhere or from other people, not just one person. It could be multiple people, and not even romantically, but also as friends, etc. So let's go ahead and get your cards, your tea leaves, for anything else about the situation. We have chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. Yeah, it's definitely this person. I feel like they've already left. And, oh, ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. I'm not going to elaborate on that until I see more cards, pile 3. We have cat, a two-faced friend. Yeah, there's somebody here who wasn't being very honest. I don't think this is your person. I think it's somebody else. We have lion, time to act. Yeah, it's time for you to do something other than focus on this. It's time to move on to better things. Also, I feel like you're going to just get either a glow up or like a glow up in confidence, an internal glow up, if you will. We also have door. Opportunities are awaiting for you. Are waiting for you. Yeah, you have so many opportunities coming to you and you don't even realize. You're going to be glad that you're going to be, a lot of you are going to be single during this, or at least not attached to people. We also have quill. Get back to basics. Yeah, I was getting that. Just go back to doing simple things that make you happy, you know, eating healthy, working out, going for a run for some of you, just doing positive things. And unicorn, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Some of you are really tapping into your intuition right now. I'm going to get 2 more for you, pile 3. I want to give you so much right now. We have ear, good news. Yeah, you're going to hear some good news. And desk, pay attention to your work. Like I said, focus on work, focus on your bag, focus on all the good things. You will hear good news soon. What this marriage is, it could be somebody else getting married. I don't think it's going to be your person getting married to somebody else. They're not going to do that anytime soon. But it could also be this business. Maybe you'll find somebody to do business with, and that's going to be a little bit like a marriage, like you're both signing something to bind you to something amazing here. But pile 3, this is where I leave you. I am sending you so much healing. I hope you found some clarity or something towards closure here. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose this lovely color combination of blue apatite and the tarot of the divine, then we have a reading here for you on closure on your situation. So we're going to use the oracles to see what your situation is, and that can serve as the vibe check to see whether it's the situation for you and what you can do to get closure on this. My throat chakra just opened up so clearly. Like, this is odd because I have not been sounding like this. Some of you could really work with your voice, or your like speaking could be an important thing. You could also be singers. This is going to be my pile of very throat chakra activated people, hence why you chose the blue apatite. It's a good stone for channeling intuition and saying it the way you need to say it. At least that's how I always took it. But let's go ahead and start with your oracle section. So I'm going to start with the destiny cards. For some reason, I was being brought to this just to see what the situation is, what the point of the situation is. New beginnings. Yeah, so after closure comes new beginnings, right? I feel like some of you have been trying to start something new. We also have trust. Some of you are learning to trust after a situation that left you very possibly brokenhearted, possibly surrounded by people that you could not find trustworthy at all. It's learning to trust yourself as well, learning to trust your intuition regarding a situation or person. It's like, it doesn't matter if you can trust them or not. It's like you learn to trust yourself in that you will know what they will be up to. This is like you trusting that you will be able to see through any crap that you haven't seen before. And it's interesting that I had to say crap, so I feel like some of you have been dealing with that, but learning to see through the things that they've been keeping hidden. Let's not call it crap because it might not be. So let's go ahead and get your alchemy cards for closure on the situation. Okay, we have against nature, mystical sister. Interesting. Someone here might literally have a mystical sister or be working with mystical feminine energy. Against nature, though, there's something about the situation that you are trying to get closure on that was kind of, it just didn't feel right. Whatever the situation was, I feel like you may even know and understand this, that this was kind of something that just didn't suit you. You may be coming from other piles. There's a similar pile with this situation, but whatever this is, even if it did feel right at one moment, it started to feel less and less right the more you went along with it. And I'm not trying to judge here, of course. I just feel like you kind of ran out of reasons to keep justifying the situation and why you were staying within it, or why you because I want to say you outgrew it, but at the same time it's kind of like, I don't think you outgrew it, you just knew you were taking on something that was a little bit weird, or that wasn't really like your thing, but you took it on anyway just for the heck of it. And you may have done this for somebody else. Mystical Sister lets me know that somebody came in to kind of show you the way, because I'm thinking of somebody who, like, somebody similar to me, or like somebody in feminine energy who is very aligned with their purpose, came along to let you know what you needed to hear, what you needed to do about the situation. It could be somebody that you're not even really friends with. They just feel like, I don't know, it could be like a coworker, somebody that there's like a degree of separation with here, or maybe somebody that you see regularly, like maybe like a hairstylist that was giving you a lot of insight into something, or like, I don't know, a salon lady, something like that you go to regularly that kind of knows about you but is detached enough to give you very impartial advice, but at the same time cares, because, you know, there's a sisterly love here. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards though. So very interesting. Against nature though, there's several ways to take this. I just get the feeling that something didn't feel right to you, and you were tired of not feeling right within it. We have Lu, skill, and Dionysus. Oh, okay. So, I wonder if I should censor that. Okay. So, some of you, depending on what you identify as here, you could identify with Dionysus in this very party-like, overindulgent energy, or you could identify with Lu. It's like you were trying to do both at the same time. You were trying to mix business and pleasure, and it just didn't feel right, if that made sense. Like, again, I'm not trying to judge here, but some of you could have been doing something with somebody at work, like somebody who was like a boss, somebody who you shouldn't have been with. There was like an element of, oh, this is exciting because we're not supposed to do this, but then it became like, I don't feel right about this. So some of you, again, I'm not judging here, I'm just seeing a situation, because the example I'm being shown is somebody here basically dating or doing more with somebody who is like a boss or somebody above them, or maybe you're the boss and this person was somebody below you. It's kind of like there's something taboo about this situation. You were doing something with somebody and you were trying to mix two things, business and pleasure here, in a situation where it doesn't make sense to, especially if the business itself doesn't really have to do anything with partying or pleasure in general. Because there's a sense here that you were trying to do both, or maybe you were trying to advance your career here. Again, I am not judging. I am not trying to make you feel any type of way about this, but regardless, it feels like you were trying to combine two things. It could also be that you were trying to make pleasure your business. So whatever it is that you sought for fun or for comfort, you were trying to make that a career, and it just didn't make sense. Like, for example, and I see this a lot with like content creators, like they try to make something that is very fun their job. Not like this though. For me, this is different. Like I try, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe this might resonate for me in the future, because sometimes these readings do, but it's kind of like you're trying to make a hobby into something that makes money, and therefore it doesn't, like, you stop finding fun in that hobby, or you don't make enough money, so you kind of lose, like the hobby just becomes a hobby. There's something here where two things don't make sense together, so you had to come to a new beginning of this particular situation. Like you had to start anew. The trust, this is the only reason I bring up that work situation, is because you thought you could trust somebody because you had something close here. It doesn't have to be 18 plus, by the way. This could just be you trying to be friends with your boss. You thought you could trust them, and then you realize that at the end of the day, they're going to choose themselves. At the end of the day, they're going to choose their career because the career is paying their bills. You are not. That's what I'm hearing, or vice versa. At the end of the day, you're going to choose yourself because you need to think about money over people. And that itself may leave you feeling some type of way. It's like you don't want to have to do that to them, but it's you over them, essentially. You thought there was something deeper here, and there isn't. So let's go ahead and get some cards for my pile 4. And it's funny that you choose pile 4, because I consider 4 a number of structure and also of business. So both of you might be very business oriented. Let's see, we have potential with Ceridwen. I hope that's how you say your name. So there was potential here between you and or this person or whatever you were trying to get off the ground. I feel like this could also you be trying to create a business with a friend. Like a friend that because you two are just so tight and cool, like you thought it was going to be fine, but then you realize your friend is awful with money or awful with making decisions, or maybe you don't have the same drive as your friend and your friend was more cutthroat than you. That's another way I'm seeing this, because I'm seeing multiple ways of doing this. It's just the first example was the most obvious one to me. So take whichever resonates. Let's get another card. I'm being told to get another power goddess card. We have water, Mama Kocha. So 33 could be an important number here. That is a master number of healing. We also have 9. But with Mama Kocha, there was a lot of emotions in this. There was a lot more emotion than you realized. I feel like you ended up feeling a type of way that you didn't think you would feel about this person or toward this person. And it's not all good feelings. Some are good and some are not so good. So take whichever resonates more. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards though. Lots of orange here, letting me know that there's a lot of creative potential within this group. It's like you both had great ideas, but when it came to actually going into business together, something needs to be readjusted. For a lot of you, this is not going to be an ending. It's just the closure of a way of going about things. So yeah, like maybe you thought things were over and this is why you're here. So let's go ahead and get cards. We have Ruby, you're the queen bee, honey. Yeah, somebody here needs to be queen bee. Somebody here needs to be calling the shots, or somebody just feels that they need to be in that position, whether they've earned it or not. This could be you, this could be your person. Because whenever I think of queen bees, I think of how there can only be one. There can't be more than one. And you see this a lot in like social circles with women. It's like one of them will have to be queen bee, and if there's another one, they become like frenemies or rivals. That's what I'm getting. So maybe you and your person started to develop this particular dynamic. Let's get another card. We have turquoise, which is interesting because turquoise is here too. In fact, this blue looks very turquoise-ish. What would your ideal self do? It's like if you were the best version of yourself, what would you do in this situation? And I feel like this whole situation had to bring out that part of you where you had to be the bigger person, where you had to take the high road. Because I feel like the person we're talking about, it's not that they're an awful person. I don't see that at all. In fact, with Mystical Sister, I feel like this person really does feel like a sibling to you. This is why you're kind of friends, or there's a degree of separation here where maybe the business separated you. It's kind of like they just don't always make the right decisions, especially with Dionysus and Lilith. These are two very different gods. One is all business, one is all having fun. And when you bring these two together to create a business, it just does not mesh well. Something here, you thought it would make sense, and maybe for some of you, you were under the influence of something when you came up with this idea, and you both went through with it for whatever reason, because you were like, oh, well, it's got to be good because I've never heard of this. There's a reason you never heard of this idea, because it wasn't going to work. My beautiful pile 4. Back of the deck, tackle that to-do list. That kind of goes to Cyrodiil. It's like you still want this to happen. You still want this to be a thing, but you're going to have to find a new way of going about it, or new people, or just bring somebody on board. There is a potential for more drama within this. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like, I hope your person is in the proper energy to receive this kind of information and or news, because they may not take it well, or they may take it personally. So that is one downfall I am seeing here, and maybe this has already happened to you. Maybe this is how they are taking it. So we'll see into that in the tarot portion. Let's get your last card. We have be proud of yourself. Last quarter, moon in Taurus. The moon in Taurus has been popping up a lot in this entire reading. But with be proud of yourself, it's kind of like be proud that you have gotten this far regardless. Be also grateful that maybe with this friend or with this person that you've been able to see something that you were not seeing to begin with. I feel like this gave you a lot of insight on how to go about something and how not to go about something. For a lot of you, this is going to be like a business type thing, or trying to mix friendship and or a romantic relationship with business. It's just like it didn't work. For some of you, you may have been oh gosh, can I even say that on YouTube? Let me not. But let's just say you were trying, somebody here may have been thinking about getting away with something without having to pay, let me just put it that way, or without having to put an effort or do something here. It's like this seemed like a good idea from the onset. But then as things progressed further, like something just didn't seem right. Something didn't seem right with against nature. I just feel like, because look at this big block of darkness, and then there's the mystical sister. I feel like the mystical sister, who is she? It could be somebody that isn't this person, or it could be like an outside influence trying to tell you something, because the moth itself makes me think of rebirth as well. It's like a new beginning. There's something new here. So somewhat, you know what, you could be replacing somebody with somebody else, within a business connection or within something more practical, whatever the situation is. For some of you, it could be a sport where you need a partner, and maybe you're finding a new partner to do this sport with, because somebody here is better for this. Like somebody here doesn't take it seriously enough, and somebody does. So it's like, okay, I gotta change partners because you're not taking this seriously. Because I'm literally being shown ice skating, where sometimes there was one ice skater one year, and she had been doing it for years and years, and it's like she kept having the wrong partner, and she finally found the right partner in pairs skating. I forget which one, and she finally won her gold or silver medal. She won a medal. She won something. She finally achieved her dream with somebody new, because this somebody was better for her. But there's something along the lines of you needing to find a better suitor for this situation. For a lot of you, this is going to be business. For some of you, you were trying to make a business fun and it didn't work out with somebody. Trying to mix business and pleasure here. So if you were trying to make something work with a friend, but then you realize your friend is not great for this, just take that as it resonates. There's a really good opportunity here for something new and to build trust with somebody else. And I feel like the trust between you and this friend, maybe a former friend, has kind of been... it's been fractured, essentially. It's been cracked. It's not like it's still there, but barely. You need to fix it. Maybe you'll go over that at some point. I'm not seeing you really concerned with this, though. It's kind of like you're going to give it space, and you know that things will be better. But let me just read something. I'm being told to read from the Against Nature card from the book, even though I feel like I have it figured out. Sometimes, just sometimes, the book has something that I missed. So we have willfulness to force or control. Yeah, somebody here was being very controlling or felt the need to control when they had no business controlling. On some level, we all know when we are going against nature. We recognize it in feelings of impatience and agitation that arise when trying to force certain outcomes. The Contra Naturam card arrives to remind the alchemists they cannot control the uncontrollable. Nature has its way, enveloping us in a wild narrative that we can collaborate in, but not dictate. Yeah. This is something it's out of your control, essentially. And I'm going to stop there because I get what this is. You were trying to force something that you thought would work out, and it didn't for whatever reason. Like it just didn't, because there's something better for you out there. I guess if you wanted to take it strictly romantic, that would make sense. Like if it didn't work out with somebody, it's because there's somebody out there for you. And I feel like a lot of you have actually gained closure. So maybe you're just here for confirmation. I want to read from Mystical Sister as well. This is somebody giving you good advice. It could also be a spirit guide who has a sister-like energy. I know I have one, and she kind of reminds me of Artemis, because she has like a very, like she's definitely feminine, but she's got a very athletic look to her. She kind of reminds me of a cheerleader, which I know is odd, but she's got an athletic look to her. I used to give her a name, but now I just kind of see her from time to time. But anyway, we have Soror Mystica. Mystical Sister, Sacred Ally, Anima Outreach. Just when you thought you could traverse the alchemist path by yourself, Soror Mystica appears. This card indicates a dear friend or sacred ally holds you in their heart at this very moment. With their support, you are able to do what you cannot do yourself. Between you exists an alchemical pact based on the ingredients of respect, honesty, and unconditional love. Unconditional love is the key thing here, pile 4. This somebody will love you no matter what, and I feel like they find it very hard to stay angry with you. This could be the person who is replacing this Dionysus-like character, because you need somebody who, yes, brings a lot of lightness and fun to the situation. Maybe you go out of your way to look for that in people. That would be like a strong Venus in Libra or Venus in Sagittarius energy, by the way. You look for a lightness in people, and maybe this friend did have it, but not the work ethic. But this other person, they may have it, and there's something unconventional about this person as well. There is, but it's not as against nature as this other thing. So I feel like this person, feminine energy for sure, specifically younger feminine energy. They do not have to be feminine. They could be a man as well, but there's something about them that is very nurturing to you. I feel like you and this person get along way better. So yeah, this could be the person replacing this person. Maybe that's why she's next to new beginnings. Again, she does not have to be a woman. It could be a man. But they will have that feminine energy where they're not afraid to, they might have a little bit of sass, but they're also going to give it to you straight, essentially. That's what I'm seeing. Also a little bit more intuitively guided. This person is going to have a really great intuition, and that's going to be something you're going to want to use that within your business or within whatever endeavor you are doing here, this project, because it's going to help you a long way. Maybe they've already given you a lot of good advice, and that's why you kind of want them on board for your thing. So let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. If this sounds like your situation, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. I feel like I mentioned like 4 different situations, and all of them could apply, but take whichever one resonates more. It's odd. This, out of all the piles, this is the one that I feel doesn't need that much closure. Maybe you're just here to see if the new option will be better, which is fair. Let's go ahead and get your tarot deck, though. The Tarot of the Divine. So we're going to do this in a few parts. I'm going to start, well, how should I do this? We're going to start with you. You're going to be the top row. This is going to be perspectives on this, things that you need to know about the situation, as well as steps to take closure on whatever you're leaving behind. The bottom one, I'm not sure whether to do the old person or the new person or whatever the situation is. I guess we'll do it from the perspective of the situation. Okay, I'm hearing the bottom row is going to be divine guidance regarding the entire situation, and we may get a little bit of both people there. So you will know who they are because their energies are starkly different. The only thing they share in common is that you have fun with them and that you like them. Okay, so pile 4. Closure on this. What is the one thing that you really need to know about this to seek closure? We have the Knight of Swords. Know that your ideas were not stupid. You were just trusting the wrong people. Your ideas are solid. You were just with the wrong people in the wrong environment. How do you feel about this internally? Ace of Wands. You may feel a little bit of a lack of inspiration, or just a little, you might have this project or situation, business, whatever, on the back burner because you don't feel inspired enough to take it on right now. It's like your inspiration has waned. Let's look at the steps you need to take. Well, yeah, what should you do about this? I'm hearing to take a card for how you are being perceived, so let's do that. We have the Knight of Cups. People are kind of saddened that you're not really pouring a lot more into this. It's like you used to have a heart or a passion for this, but that's kind of fallen off the wayside. So there's a feeling here that you're not exactly where you want to be, but do notice these are knights. They've fallen off their horses and they're going to get back on them because they have no choice but to do so. Let's go ahead and get your next steps to gain closure here. We have Death. Just accept that the old version of this is over with because somebody, I forget what fairy tale or folk tale this is from, but somebody betrayed you. It kind of reminds me of Eros and Psyche. Psyche looked upon Eros and he felt betrayed. Yeah, I feel like there's that trust issue. Like, because you couldn't trust your partner, you're like, well, can I trust anybody regarding this? That's what I'm hearing. So we also have the Hanged Man. Shift your perspective. Again, your ideas are not the problem here. The business isn't the problem. The problem was a person, and they brought their why am I hearing they brought their stank energy here? Maybe they didn't have the best mindset, and that's why this whole situation hasn't gotten off the ground. It's like they didn't bring their best mindset. They had the passion, the drive, but it was their energy. Like, it was literally their energy and the mindset that they had that things just couldn't work out, even though they had a lot of belief in you and even in this. It's whatever they got going on personally, or even whatever they haven't healed from themselves. That's not something for you to heal. That's something for them to heal on their own. We're all adults here. And then the last card, one last step to take. Page of Wands. So keep going on with your bad self, essentially. I'm hearing to find the passion for this again. Go back to the initial reason why you wanted to start this to begin with. I feel like there's going to be inspiration there because your Ace of Wands is like snuffed out right now. The Ace of Wands is usually a flame. Right now it's snuffed out. So you have to go and find the inspiration for this again. So let's look at the situation itself. What was working here? We have the King of Wands. It gave you back some sort of control over your life. This whole situation was meant to bring you back control. What wasn't working? What wasn't working? Six of Coins. You were putting more into this than your partner, person, or somebody else. You were putting a lot more into this and it wasn't fair. It's kind of like you were doing 99% of the work and the other person was doing 1% and they still expected to get paid the same. And you at one point were like, no, that doesn't make sense. If I'm doing everything, why do you want like half of what I make? That's kind of odd. And I'm sure your person didn't see it that way. And this is probably why you've had to go separate ways. And again, you're trying to gain closure from this. Let's go ahead and get the next card. I'm hearing the closure that they need from you. Queen of Wands. Oh, not them being jealous. This person's jealous of you because you very naturally command a room. You have a natural charisma about you. You know how to get things going in a way that seems effortless and people pay attention to you. You have a natural charisma and this person was kind of jealous of it. I don't know if they can get closure from you. They're going to have to get closure from themselves because this person could get a little petty. Like they thought, that's part of the reason why they thought they deserved a lot. It's because, well, you already have everything. It's like you already have, you know, charm, good looks, people like you, and I have nothing except this business that I'm even barely putting anything into. Like this person really thinks that they deserve a lot more because of whatever they perceive to be as unfair between you and them. That's why they weren't doing as much. It's like they think you already have it easy. Let's say you already come from, because I see this a lot. I'm going to provide 2 examples. One, if you already come from money and they don't, they feel like they need a bigger cut because they don't have that privilege that you do. That's what I'm seeing. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with that. It has more to do with what you are both doing. Like you both need to put in the same amount of effort. If you were getting more clients and they weren't, then what's the point? You know, that's what I'm seeing for some of you. And then for some of you, you were still doing the majority of the work and they were just showing up when they needed to, or maybe they kept making up excuses as to why they couldn't do something. So yeah, this person, low-key jealous, actually high-key jealous. I think other people would tell you that this person is jealous of you and you refuse to see it because all you do is see them as a friend or you have fun with them or whatever the situation is. Maybe you have some sort of loyalty to them over something that happened a while ago. But what I'm hearing is this person's jealous of you. Not sure why. Not sure why, but jealousy will be the end of this connection. I don't think you're going to be hanging out with this person any longer, unfortunately, until they work themselves out, until they get the help they need or get, I don't know. I don't like this person. Let's move on to the next. So your new partner, because you are getting a new partner here, pile 4. Who are they? And what are they going to help with regarding this situation? If we were to see these as your past and this as your future, that'd be great. In fact, these are all reversed, which is interesting. The only one that wasn't reversed is the King of Wands. If you want to see yourself in this way, pile 4, regardless of your gender here, this is you in control, you in complete power. And this person you thought was meant to be your Queen of Wands, your counterpart within this particular situation, turns out they're not. Turns out they're very petty and jealous, and they think about themselves more so than you. And if they think of you, it's because, again, they're jealous. Let's go ahead and get new person. Who are they? Justice. Somebody who is very fair. This person, they have a good sense of morals. They know what is fair. They are going to put in their effort and they're gonna ask exactly for whatever they put in. It's like if they know they're not playing a big role, they're only gonna ask for a small cut. This person is gonna be very fair. They could be a Libra or have Libra-like traits or maybe a very dominant Venus. So this person is gonna be very easy to get along with. This person also has a lot of good insight when it comes to legal matters. They could speak they could have a background in legal things. Maybe this is why you seek them out to begin with. So very interesting. What are they going to provide here? How can they help with this closure? 10 of Coins. This person has already made money before in some other way. This person already understands how to deal with business. So I feel like this person very mature. They probably already have their stuff figured out as well. So they're not going to be hungry for your money, essentially. They're going to either want to help you out or just want to get their fair cut here. But this person, very stable, very reliable. I mean, very reliable. In fact, here I'm seeing this teacher dog. I feel like this person could teach you a lot. Now that I'm thinking of the Justice card, this person could just be very well versed when it comes to fairness. Like they understand how Like, for example, if this is a business, how legal matters work, or um, how to properly protect your something. There's something about protection with the justice card here. Because I usually see it as karma, but here I'm seeing protection. This person knows how to protect things. Let's go ahead and get the last card. How they're going to view you. I'm being told that for some. Sorry if you notice a cut pile 4. I actually ran out of space on my phone just as and I'm so mad because this is such a good reading. But this is how they view you. They got the 8 of Swords. So they're going to view you as a victim of circumstance. They're going to see all the injustices that you've been done. Because again, this person has a great sense of morals. I feel like this person, regardless of who you are or what's going on, they always know when somebody is being wronged, and they're not afraid to call it out either. This person would be the kind of person that if they saw anybody, even a stranger, it's like, they're not treating you right. Why are you putting up with that? So when this person comes through, you're already going to know they're going to be on your side. And I feel like even if you yourself don't see yourself as a victim within this situation, they're going to point it out and be like, yeah, that was not right what they did to you, and this person XYZ. This person is very perceptive. I feel like you're really going to like their sense of justice, for one. Also their sense of morals. Another way I'm seeing this is that they're going to, because usually she's blindfolded, this one she's wearing a mask. They're going to open your eyes to things that you didn't see before. Back of the deck, and I love this, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Coins, which is exactly what you needed here. You needed somebody who was good with money, good with building stability, because what you had before was the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is somebody who also has an ego. Like, you and this person probably got along in the fact that you both were very competitive, had an ego, both wanted something, were very ambitious. But those energies could not live under the same roof because you both wanted the same things, therefore the jealousy commenced. But with this Queen of Pentacles person, this person is very practical, very reliable. But it may take some time for them to come around to this, and that's the only downfall, because you're not really going to seek this person for this. I feel like they're just going to keep showing up when you ask them for advice, and it's like, because they give you such good advice and you see how that advice takes off within your endeavor here, they're going to keep coming back for more, and you're going to keep asking them. And after a while, it's going to be like, you know what, let me just put you on payroll. Since you're here all the time, since you keep doing this for me and we keep growing the business with your advice and your input, let's keep you on payroll. And it's kind of you're going to offer them this, and it's going to come out of nowhere, and they're going to take their time with this, because the Queen of Pentacles doesn't do anything without thinking it over. There might be something that they're letting go of, because underneath that, we have, the Nine of Wands. They're going to be very defensive at first. They're going to be like, they're not going to know what to do with this offer that you have for them. And what's underneath that? We have King of Swords. Yeah, they wouldn't do anything without truly thinking it over. They might even ask advice from somebody else that they know has a good view of this. And underneath that is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is usually heartbreak, but when it's reversed, it's like you no longer are worrying or heartbroken over the person that you let go, because you know that person wasn't great to begin with. And then we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant I love in this particular deck because she is Buffalo Woman. Buffalo Woman, she provides resources to her people. She teaches them how to use the buffalo, but she provides the buffalo and also teaches them how to use it. So you will learn a lot through this connection, a lot through this partnership. And also there are karmic lessons here, but this is good karmic lessons. You're learning a lot from this person. Nine of Pentacles, there's going to be a lot of prosperity here. You're both going to get exactly what you need out of this particular connection. And this could actually move somewhere. You could actually move your business. This could be one of the advice things that she tells you. It's like, you need to transfer here and you will find better success here. And then underneath that, we have the Ace of Cups. This will end up being a really good friendship. This is going to be a very mutually beneficial relationship. I feel like you will actually be very close to this person because you like them, not just as a business partner, but also as a friend. I feel like this person is naturally a very good friend, but it will take time. This is going to develop over time. It wouldn't surprise me if it takes years, or even if not years, it would be like you will have known this person a while, that you will really trust them. Because the one thing that was broken within the oracles was trust for somebody else. The trust you will build with this person, they're going to keep showing up for you in ways that you didn't realize. They're going to keep showing that they are true to their word and that they are honest, or that their hints, that their advice just actually works for you. With the Page of Wands, I feel like this person could be very youthful because it just happens to land over here. This could be the person that gives you the inspiration to start this back up again. Maybe you still have like all your product, the files, that like everything you need for this business, but you put it on hold and you stopped it. And then this person comes along and they bring a burst of something to you, and it's like, let's start it up again. So yeah, it's gonna be, it's the, what you are offering them might come out of nowhere, but I feel like they're going to really value it. Like, it may take them some time to, like, if they have another job that pays them well, it might take them some time to have to step away from that job, or they're going to want to know that their finances are going to be fine, because with the 10 of coins here and the queen of coins, they really care about their money and or their stability. Like, if they can afford something, they're not just going to jump willy-nilly into something. And that is something else you're going to like about them. It's like, look at your person. They're your person. Like, this is a love reading, which it kind of is when you're talking about business. For some of you, not to be delusions, you could end up having, like I said, a really close friendship for sure with this person. And if it's possible, this person could end up being romantic, because I did bring that up in the oracles. Question pile 4, you don't have to answer it, but was this person that you left behind also a romantic partner that just wasn't putting in their weight? And the only reason you put them as part of your business was so that they could also get like a paycheck here. So I don't know, it's not going to be for everybody, of course, but I have seen that happen. I know business owners who are this way. So they keep their partner on, you know, on payroll, just in case they ever come in and actually have to do work, but usually just for the benefits and whatever. But anyway, don't take that as legal advice. I'm not saying you should do that. Don't do that. I'm not sure if you can do that. I don't know how legal that is, but let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. Yeah, I'm loving this new energy for you, pile 4. It's like you're finding exactly what you needed after losing something that meant a lot to you. Because I feel like this past person, you had a really good friendship. You had a really good thing with them, but then it didn't end up working out. So, closing advice for my pile 4. We're going to start with the angel numbers. Also notice that I had to restart this reading. I'm not even mad about it, because the energy here was so good. I just trusted that it would come back, and it came back even better than from the first time I recorded. So again, do not give up, pile 4. I feel like the second time around that you start this thing, if it is the second time around, or even whatever number it is, it's going to be better this time. You just didn't have the right people or the right environment or even the right mindset. This new person will, though. So let's go ahead and get your card. 000, I am a creator. You are one with the creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on earth. Yeah, confirmation that you are meant to create something amazing here, pile 4. There's no better way to put it. It's self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and get your runes, though. For my pile 4. We have Anzus, we have Pertho, and we have Thorisas. So you're very divinely protected, but you also are gaining, no, this is not, what did I call this? This is the healing one, isn't it? Yeah, Lagoose. This is, so you're healing from this past situation, even if it didn't feel that emotional, whatever you left behind. It's the trust aspect of it that you are leaving behind. Oh, look what fell to the floor. Page of Cups. Interesting. So yeah, new friendships here. There's a new emotional connection. And it's kind of like you didn't expect an emotional connection to be something that you needed right now. But I think it is, because whether you admit this to yourself or not, whatever you left behind left you more heartbroken than you realize. And sometimes a heartbreak from a friend is worse than a heartbreak of a romance. Because with a friend, you thought they would always be there for you. You thought you could trust them. You thought they would be fine. And then you find out that they are jealous, that they have all these thoughts about you, that they were never truly your friend. And I see this a lot in certain friendships, and it's so unfortunate. People will stay with people because they've known them for such a long time. They don't even realize that they're getting taken advantage of, or that they are actually just, they have a sense of hating for them. Very interesting. So we have healing. You're healing from this past person. We also have Pertho. I was right about this one. And this is future. You're looking toward the future, and you're protected. Going forward, you are protected from whatever it is that you've experienced before, because you had to experience it the one time to learn the lesson. But going forward, because you are choosing to heal, and I really do feel that somebody like you would want to heal, pile 4. You're going to have a better future. You're going to be protected going forward. So let's go ahead and get your tea leaves to see what else you need to know regarding the situation. Closure. It's funny, it doesn't feel like a reading of closure here, because I feel like a lot of you are over it and you're just looking for something new. I feel like what most of you came here to see is what to do regarding this, because you've already closed that chapter. now what? Well, somebody awesome is coming into your life. Maybe they're already in your life and you're not even aware of it. Because like I said, you do not see it coming when they come to help you, because they operate in a different modality. They work in something else, or they do something very different to whatever you do. But then you realize that they just make sense because their advice makes sense to you. So we have clouds, temporary problems. Yeah. If you were to, I feel like you're the kind of person who really does look at setbacks like that as temporary problems. You know that you will move forward and gain something amazing. We have February. So the month of February could be important. Maybe somebody was born in February, or February is when tax season starts. So again, a lot of you have a business and that could be important, at least in the US. I don't know where else it starts. Let's get more cards. We have January. So January, February for sure. The winter season is going to be important. Somebody could have been born here. So we have what? Capricorn to Pisces. Definitely an Aquarius is involved somehow. We have needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Yeah, you're going to have a wish granted because you deserve it, pile 4. Wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. There's that friend. They were trying to wedge you with this business. Or I don't know. It could be that this friend comes back and tries to tell you that this new person isn't all that they're like, that they're not, you know, they're going to try and talk down to this person or talk crap about this person. And I think it's going to surprise you that you're going to be very defensive about this, because you're defensive in general about things here, but more so this person. I think because this person is very defensive of you, you're defensive of them. So you protect each other as business partners. A bunch of these fell on the floor. I'm going to take them all. A bunch of the tea leaves. But yeah, you and your new partner will be very protective of whatever it is that you're creating, because you both believe in this. Well, one, your new person, they have a strong sense of justice. They do that for everybody. But you, it might surprise you that you defend this new person over the person that you've known for years. And maybe that's when you hash it out with them. With legs, stepping into a new experience. Yeah, we're doing new experiences. Also, somebody's leg could be important here. Maybe somebody's got some really nice legs, which, you know, I'm a sucker for good legs. But anyway, horseshoe, good luck. Yeah, you're about to come into such good luck here. A time of prosperity. We have tree, affairs with your family. So the family could be important. Maybe this past person was family. Maybe this is why you feel this way. But look, family can be jealous of you too. I think especially family. I've seen parents be jealous of their children and never say a thing because they're parents or whatever. But I've seen this. I've seen parents be jealous of their children's youth, of their children's luck, of their talent, of whatever. It's a lot more common than people realize. And I got to make sure that this is being recorded, because last time I tried to say something like that, the camera cut off. Yeah, so if not a parent, it could be a sibling. I think it's easy for siblings to be jealous of each other, or even a cousin. Somebody here is jealous, somebody that you wouldn't expect to be jealous. Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. Like I said, for some of you, the new person, because we had such strong feminine energy, it could be a woman, and maybe you yourself didn't think you would go into business with somebody like that. Whether or not because you trust women or whatever, or maybe you just wanted, like, again, a male counterpart here, regardless of what you identify as. This person is going to be a woman and you weren't expecting that. And the last card is frying pan, trouble and accusations. Yeah. There is trouble and accusations. I feel like your former partner or person will try to do that for you. But you're going to be fine. You're very blessed, pile 4. You're blessed moving forward, especially with this new person, because they also have a lot of good karma and a lot of belief in what you're doing. And they have no ego. They're not going to be jealous of you. They're just going to want the best for you. Like I said, they do that a lot with a lot of people. They're a good person. But this is where I leave you, pile 4. I am sending you nothing but the best. I love this reading for you. I hope this provided some insight and closure to whatever it is that you needed. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose the black tourmaline palm stone, then we have a reading here for you on closure regarding this situation and or person. So we're going to look into the oracles to see what your situation or person is, and that can be a vibe check to see if this is your reading. And then we're going to go into the tarot to see how you can better gain closure on this, as well as get a perspective of the situation and or person regarding you and their closure on the situation. So I have not Prince. I think Sinead O'Connor really popularized this song, Nothing Compares to You. It was written by Prince. I don't know. I go back and forth on which one I like more. I like his because, of course, it's Prince, but Sinead O'Connor just has a gorgeous voice in it, but I know not everybody likes her, so it all depends on which version you like, but the song is basically about missing somebody. It's about missing somebody. It's about being stuck on somebody after a breakup, a separation, whatever the situation is here. So for a lot of you, I feel like this will be a separation from somebody. Yeah, nothing compares to whatever this was. And it doesn't even have to be romantic, even though the song is romantic. So let's go ahead and get your cards. I'm being told to start with the Destiny cards to see what the purpose of this situation was, what it was meant to teach you. So for my pile 5, oh, that's such a good song too. Nothing specific about that song is coming through because I feel like the whole song is very similar. Okay, so for my pile 5, we have enlightenment. So this was definitely meant to teach you something, to make you see a new perspective regarding something. And we also have protection, but you were very divinely protected. It's kind of like a situation where you had to be in this, even though it wasn't really your thing, or maybe it was something out of the norm here, to learn something. You were meant to learn something. You were meant to see a certain side of something that actually wasn't meant for you, to learn something. So let's go ahead and get your goddess cards. I hope I'm using the right cards. It's been a moment, it's been a day or two since I recorded the other 4 piles, because I do these over days because I just, life catches up with you. And I like to give it all these piles my full attention when I can. So we also have Gaia, Earth. Something about grounding energy was important here. Also creating something. Gaia comes through a lot when you both need to ground yourself and create something, usually for yourself, but maybe this person gave you inspiration or you attempted that with this person. We also have Epona, wise leadership. So you are very much a dominant person within the situation. I feel like you have a lot more control here. With wise leadership, it's funny because I was just having a conversation with a group of friends last night about leadership. There's a difference between a boss, like someone who is appointed leader, and leadership itself. Because if you can't show the example of leadership, how can you become somebody who leads? If that makes any sense. Like you have to have the qualities of that. So I'm not sure if for some of you this person could have been a boss or a leader or somebody who you could have seen in that position. Or maybe this brought these qualities out in you. Maybe you realized through this person or situation that you had a lot more going for you than this person was showing. For some of you, it's a person, and for some of you, it's like a person from a particular situation. It's kind of like maybe you had leadership qualities and this person didn't seem to realize it. If we were to take this romantically, maybe you were really good at having goals, at setting plans, at knowing what you wanted in a relationship, and this person didn't, but they still expected you to listen to them. That's what I'm hearing. And of course, in a work situation, even more so. I feel like that happens a lot more within careers and within work situations, because sometimes we'll get bosses who don't really know what they're doing, and like the people who work under them really do. So it's something along those lines for some of you. Take whichever resonates. If it's a group of friends, and I don't really see this because I don't do friendships where there's like a leader and everybody else doesn't. Like I don't do friendship like that, but I've seen it and it's been being brought to my attention more and more as of recently. Within friend groups, if somebody is trying to tell everybody what to do, but you kind of want to do your own thing, and it's like you're only accepted if you do the things that they do, these are just friends. You can always find new ones. That's all I'm hearing. That's not everybody, of course. Maybe some of you are stuck in a social dynamic that way. So let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. This could be the person and or situation. We have Nuada, perfection. Yeah, somebody here expected things to be perfect. Like someone has an idea of what perfection is, but it may not be your idea of what perfection is. In fact, the whole notion of perfection is something that really needs to be studied, because it's an ideal, like it's a nice thought, but it's never really a thing. Like you can make something out to be perfect if you wanted, and or like I'm just hearing, what is perfection? Is it what somebody tells you is perfect, or is it what you deem it to be perfect? Maybe that's a big thing here. That's a big theme here. It's like, is perfection what something else, what society has told you is perfect, what somebody else has told you is perfect, or is it what you make it out to be perfect? Because it's very subjective. So it's subjective as AF, you know? Okay, we have loose skill. I always like how these two dudes look very similar. Also, strong Virgo energy here. With skill, it's kind of like you had a lot more skill regarding this situation, and or you learned a skill here. Maybe you learned how to deal with a certain type of people, certain type of person. Maybe you learned something a little bit more practical, like maybe how to handle finances, or how to obtain something here, like how to go about buying a house, or how to, I don't know, how to do something. You learned how to do something here, so it wasn't a complete waste. And yet there's a need for closure regarding a situation. Let's go ahead and get your crystal cards. It seems odd that you're stuck on this though, or maybe you're just here like you're already over it, but you kind of just want as much closure as you can get. We have Jade. Somebody's name could be Jade, or like the male version, Jaden. Be the calm within the storm. Yeah. Oh, okay. I like this. Let's get more. You are way above this pile 5. Whatever this is. Amazonite, trust your instincts. Okay, I see. So what this is giving me is that whatever this situation was, you were learning that you were so different, because when everybody else was freaking out, or when everybody else was going through their storms, their whatever, you were calm and you trusted your instincts. Or maybe because you trusted your instincts, you were a very calm person. And you learned, it's like you were listening to a small voice within yourself. This situation, you were pushed into the situation by the universe. So if you felt like it was fated, yes, you were, because you were meant to listen to a part of yourself that you don't typically listen to. And why am I feeling such strong emotions right now? This is so odd. I think some of you were going through a very strong, either dark night of the soul, but at the same time, it was enlightenment. It's like you were learning to connect a lot more strongly to source. And sometimes what that will feel like, it feels like a come to God moment. Or a come to the light moment. It's like you didn't realize for a long time that you were really numbing yourself to feeling the love of the universe, the love that you yourself may have for things that other people told you not to love, or that you yourself were just blinding yourself or deafening yourself because you didn't really want to see the truth, or you didn't really want to embrace that which was around you. It's a self-awareness. And you understood that you had to go through this alone. Because for a lot of you, I'm feeling either codependency or reliance on what everybody else has to tell you, or what the people around you have to say. And I'm getting so emotional for no reason right now, pile 5. Maybe some of you have blocked emotions, and this situation really brought out something within you. That, because these are, it's emotions, but being happy to feel this. It's like, the example I'm being shown, it's like when somebody dies, and everybody around you is like mourning and you're grieving, but for whatever reason, you don't feel the same. Not saying that you didn't care about this person. Let's say it's a person that you really did care about. You feel nothing and you're numb and you're just observing and watching everybody. And it's like suddenly one day it just hits you what this person meant to you. What this person meant to you. I'm sorry, pile 5. Okay, I'm sorry, pile 5. That was just very overwhelming. What that was the heart chakra opening to feel. And I'm not sure if this was you or if it was the person and or situation. I feel like it could be both of you for some extent. But there's such a deep feeling of love within the heart, like so profound. And it's not like, it feels like sadness, but the sadness is truly just, why did I numb myself to this when I'm a human being who can feel things, when I'm a human being who is allowed to feel this way. There's a lot of green here, and I was already getting that feeling that there's a lot of heart here. Oh my goodness. I pile 5, I'm not sure if this is you or the person in mind. Somebody here is going through a reawakening of the heart, and in doing so, a reawakening of the soul. Maybe it's both of you. Maybe you both are going through this together. And I know you came here for a reading about closure. I'm not sure if we're still going to get that somehow here, but I feel like there needs to be a heart-to-heart if there hasn't been one already. The enlightenment here is that you are meant to enlighten either you or your person. Oh, I feel like this reading just took a very big turn. But being the calm within the storm and trusting your instincts, you definitely taught this person this. You taught this person, and maybe in teaching them, you learned this yourself, or maybe you just taught yourself that you really have to listen to your gut. Above all, you got to listen to your heart. And that's easier said than done. Because listening to your heart means you got to ignore everybody else around you. Like all these stupid, and they really are stupid because it's like society tells you to do something. Like you need to do this, you need to do that. This is what you should be going for. This is how you should be. It's like either you or your person were being bullied around, maybe both of you at some extent. You were being bullied around by society's expectations of you. Society had an expectation of you that you felt you needed to own up to. That's where the perfection comes through. That's where the idea of perfection, because to me, perfection is much like, it's a theory. Well, one, is it something you choose or something somebody else chooses for you? And then can you ever truly obtain it? And once you obtain it, what of it? Like there's always a new need for a different set of perfection or a different goal. It's like, it's kind of like fashion. It's always changing, you know? You can't just get that wardrobe and it's going to stay that wardrobe forever. I mean, some people do that. And I feel like those are really cool people who can just attune to their needs and stick with that, and their style never goes out of style for them because that's their signature look. But what we're dealing here with is like fashion, and maybe even fast fashion. That was an odd analogy. Maybe somebody here likes clothes, but let's go ahead and get more cards for you. Oh my god. Yeah, somebody here is releasing a lot within their heart. That's for sure. Like I said, somebody here was numb to feeling, and suddenly they're opening up their heart, and maybe they might go through a period of like feeling everything. This is somebody who numbed themselves for so long because that's what everybody else wanted them to do, and suddenly they're crying every day over good and bad things, or maybe they're feeling things, or maybe they look back at certain situations and realize what they actually thought and or felt about that. My goodness, pile 5. I wasn't expecting this first thing in the morning. Let's go ahead and get your cards. We have summer. So the summertime could have been important, but I'm also drawn to how these two trees are here. Lots of earth energy. This is definitely something about earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Lots of grounding within the situation because I feel very grounded here. And I feel like that needed to happen. Maybe overly grounded, maybe a little too stuck in the 3D. Yeah, somebody here was too stuck in the 3D, in the body, in the ego, in whatever it is that you want to call it, and not enough spiritually, because what that heart opening felt like was like a spiritual awakening, and that will happen. A lot of people, when they go through their first spiritual awakening, it feels like, well, it feels like a lot of things, doesn't it? It feels like an overabundance of love, but like pure true love, the kind of love that you get from the universe, not the romantic love that we like to talk about in these readings. Or even like the love of having a baby child. You know, when you give birth, I feel like mothers are really good at explaining this, and some fathers, not all, but some fathers as well, parents in general, when they have that pure unbridled love for their newborn baby, that's what it feels like. And maybe this person was experiencing this within themselves. Maybe you helped them bring this out. I don't want to say it was with you because it may or may not be. I don't want to feed delusions here. I really don't. But there was an awakening of the soul here. And it ripped open like years and years of repressed emotions, of repressed feelings for certain situations. It's like maybe they had to let go of something, you know, that they never really wanted to let go of. And that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. Or maybe in the past they really loved something, but somebody told them, no, you can't have that. And so they had to let it go. And I feel like this, I'm not sure if this is you or your person. Because I'm feeling like, you know, when you're a child and you really like something and you really want to do something, but your parents are like, no, you can't have that, or no, we don't do that. Like, it's told to you that it's forbidden, or that if you like that, then there's something wrong with you. That's what I'm feeling. And then for some of you, there was like one final thing that somebody told you couldn't have. And you were like, I'm done. No, I don't want to feel this way anymore. Or you don't want to go along with it because I feel like feelings were not even considered here. Let's get one more card. I hope I'm making sense. I'm channeling so strongly through the heart that I feel like I'm not making sense. Maybe you or this person are talking in this manner too. Like you're talking with energy. You're not even talking with, you're talking with emotions. You're talking with the heart. You're talking with energy. Okay. Wise salt. Lots of wise is coming through. Somebody here could be very wise. I do have a reading on Athena coming up. She is the goddess of wisdom. So if you were drawn to that reading, by all means, go ahead. I did that with Elle's Temple, Elle from Elle's Temple. So she also has a reading about wisdom from Athena for you if you are interested in that. I might link it in the description below. But I'm also thinking of Odin, and I'm going to do a reading regarding him because I'm being very called to do so. But with wise salt, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book because I don't want to misinterpret it, but there's something about wisdom here. You were meant to gain a lot of wisdom from this situation. You were meant to gain a lot of internal intuitive knowledge here. Well, maybe some of you look at it as the cosmos. I guess it depends how you see it, but you were meant to learn a lot from this. And in learning, you opened your heart, because it's kind of like we're connecting the mind and the heart here. In fact, one of the readings I had in that Athena tarot reading was about that, how you think Athena doesn't have feelings, but it's like she does. I don't want to give too much away because maybe you might not choose that pile, but oh my goodness. I will say you do need to make sure you're very grounded, because with any type of spiritual or emotional awakening here, it will be very easy to feel distracted or to feel like you just want to live within your spirit and want to live through spirit. Like you won't want to come back down to earth. It's like you were stuck in this meat suit and the 3D and the human body experience, that once you learn to ascend to this, you kind of don't want to come back down. So this is Mother Gaia reminding you that you are still a child of earth. So make sure you come down every now and then. I know that was very easy for me. It's easy to get addicted to like meditation or being in this energy. I remember when I went through my first awakening, that's all I did, like every day. Meditation, meditation, meditation. And yes, that's amazing. It's beautiful, but we're also meant to live the human experience, you know? Let's go ahead and read from the book for Wise Salt, though. Wisdom, grit, and preservation. Wise salt is the sacred ingredient of preservation. In due time and with due experience, the alchemist slowly develops the granules of wisdom that can someday be passed to another. Salt retains, preserves, and absorbs. It brings complexity to flavors and grit to slippery roads. Such is the magic of sal sapiente. With slippery roads, they mean like in certain countries where it snows a lot, where like the roads get icy, they use big grains of salt, and that helps melt the ice and also the traction for tires and stuff. For those of you who aren't aware of that, because I know not everybody has lived in like a northern cold tundric kind of environment. Okay, someone who carries wise salt is immediately recognizable. Their words hold meaning. Their stories are deep and true. They have wisdom that cannot be attained by any other means than decades of pain and pleasure. You may experience wise salt through the elders of the community. When this card appears, know that everything you are going through will be of use down the line. Alchemically, you are being brined. Preserve what you can, let go of the rest, and lean heavily on your elders. Okay, so two things. I feel like you learned a lot from the situation, and or this person learned a lot from you. I feel like there was an exchange of learning from each other here, because there's definitely two old souls here. That's what I'm feeling. There were two old souls here. And I feel like this person is someone you had respect for, and vice versa. So if you're not feeling that, if this is more of a situation where like you have animosity towards this person, or even you still feel some negative type of way, I would recommend you go to another pile. There's a lot of love here, a lot of love. And maybe you try to make this romantic too, because when we have souls that meet each other this way, it can be very easy to mistake the love of the world, the love of the universe, with romantic love, because for a lot of people it will come from the same place, and because you're so aligned within your body, it will feel that way. Maybe for some of you it was like, this is definitely an emotional and spiritual connection. If it was romantic, there's no denying that. Because for some of you, it could have been something like a summer fling. Maybe that's all you thought it would be. Something that was just meant to be for a season. And maybe it was. But that doesn't mean that the connection meant any less. It doesn't mean that the connection was any less important, or that it wasn't pivotal in some way. Numbers coming through, and these are, well, we have 14 and 16. So maybe there could be something about the number 2, like a difference of 2 years, or maybe 2 weeks, 2 months, to whatever. The dates 14 and 16 could be important too. But we also have 18 and 28. So there could have been a gap of 10 something, again, 10 months, 10 years. The 18th or the 28th could also be important. In fact, we have 14, 16, 18. Something about the number 2. 2 is a number of partnerships, of course. What cards am I missing from here? Are these all? Oh, yeah, the Moonology manifestation. These are our final cards, and we're going to go on to the tarot. Again, if this is something you're trying to gain closure from, know that there has to be an emotional release somehow with this person or from this person. I feel like some of you are waiting for that, or you already know about this. If this is somebody who has passed away, they will come to you in spirit, I promise. You do not have to seek anybody out to give you this closure. They will come to you directly, and because they're asking you not to waste your time with people who are clairvoyant. I mean, if you want to, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with supporting people who do communicate with deceased loved ones, because for some of you, this could have literally been somebody who passed away. That's not going to be everybody, but just in case that is don't feel the need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on people who are mediums who want to communicate things that they will communicate with you more directly. But like I said, maybe somebody did pass away. It doesn't have to be your person, but maybe somebody they were close to, and that unlocked something within them to feel again. Anyway, I don't typically get messages like that very strongly, but because I am a medium, I have to let somebody here know. Of course, that's not everybody. That's just for those of you who understand that this is the case, because it's coming through with a lot of love. We have first quarter moon in Virgo. Assess the situation. Moon in Virgo has been coming out a lot in this entire reading. I think every other pile has had the moon in Virgo. So maybe some of you could be moon in Virgos, or the Virgo moon could be very important. In fact, as I am recording this, it's a new moon in Virgo. So that would make sense. It's an unlocking of the emotions. And Virgo is one of those signs that doesn't, I'm not saying they don't value their emotions or that they don't feel, because they definitely do, but it's not something that comes to the front for them very easily. I've been getting that whole theme in my readings as well, the unemotional getting emotional here. We also have full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. Oh, okay, I get this. It's difficult. I know it is. Pile 5. Feeling such strong feelings, feeling such immense feelings that you feel that they take over your whole body and your whole being and your whole soul. So definitely learn to breathe. Breathing is a great way of grounding yourself. Breathing exercises. I'm also feeling, again, I keep getting the visuals of birth. Maybe some of you are about to give birth, because think of the deep breathing you give whenever you're about to bring life into this world. It's the deep breathing, because your body is you're losing control, and your body is trying to release this baby from you. Some of you may feel like that, you have no control over the situation, because sometimes emotions can be that, or a spiritual awakening, emotions, whatever. Because for some of you, this will go hand in hand. It can feel uncontrollable. I remember there were times where I felt like I was vibrating or shaking, my whole soul or body felt that way. Or sometimes, because there was one specific connection I was in that had me feeling that way. I remember my wrists, my hands like this were literally shaking at one point. Some of you may just feel like you can't control yourself anymore here. And it's going to be, I'm here to tell you, it's going to be fine. Learn to breathe. I feel like some of you are trying to look at this very rationally as well, but it's you can't, because you have to believe in something outside of what society has told you. You have to believe in something outside of yourself in some case. For a lot of you, this is a spiritual awakening that happened within the situation, or maybe you saw this within somebody else. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of like their spiritual awakening made you have to go through either your first one, or through a new one, because spiritual awakenings, we have multiple in our lives. They're never just a one-time thing, which I'm grateful for, because I feel like every time you do have a spiritual awakening, you transcend your old self and become a new self that is just 10 times better, or even better than that. I'm thinking of anime, how they go through their transformations, and every time they evolve into something better and better, to the point where there's no end, like Sailor Moon with every reincarnation of her Sailor Moon outfit or gear, or, you know, anyone in Dragon Ball. I mean, how many times has Goku ascended? And it's never going to stop, is it? Like, we think we're done and then there's going to be something else. But this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm feeling. It's beautiful energy, but it's also overwhelming, and it might be a bit much for some of you. I don't know if anybody can actually feel what I'm feeling when I'm reading these readings, because like when I go back and rewatch this, I'm just like, what was I talking about? And sometimes I will remember the feeling, but then other times, oh my goodness. So if this sounds like your situation, it may or may not, because I know this kind of veered off course, but this is just reminding you that somebody is going through an awakening. So I guess we're going to get more clarity through the tarot, if you're still with me. The top row is going to be you. I'm going to see what the situation was, what you were meant to learn, what you can gain from this, and then 3 cards for closure, like the steps to gain closure. And then the bottom row will be your person or situation. We could get a better view of who they are as well, because that's what I really want to know, because maybe some of you are confused as to who this is. It could be somebody that you may not be aware is going through this. But because you may be the most spiritual person they know, they might reach out to you because of this. Very interesting. Okay, so let's see my pile 5. Okay, so we got 2 cards, 3 of cups, 3 of swords. You were heartbroken, and this is what brought upon. I'm seeing the 3 of cups here as your spirit guides, your spirit guardians. You were heartbroken and somebody came along to help you out. If not spirit guides, it could be friends that actually came along to help you out. So the situation was either you or your person, most likely you. Oh, okay. This makes sense. You were in an energy of being heartbroken. So when you reached out to this person, you were ready to move on. So this could have been after like for example, this could have been after a breakup. You found somebody else to have fun with. And I don't think it was meant to be anything else. So this could have come out of nowhere. I feel like you were going through something rather just, I feel an energy of sadness, but then somebody comes along and they bring you into good energy. And I feel like that could have been the main purpose of this whole situation or connection for some of you. Or if it was like a work situation, again, you were going through something while at work, and then certain people were just noticing that you were going through this, so they try to make you feel better. Somebody here was trying to make you feel better, whether it was intentional or not. I feel like the universe brought this to you so that you wouldn't get as deep into your, it does feel a little bit like depression, as deep into your sadness as you would have been initially. So what you need closure on is the fact that you were already in a weird mind space when you met this person. So regardless of whether they were there or not, you were going to feel this way. Or situation. I think it depends on the heartbreak. But the fact that we have 2 3s here, you were definitely mirroring something within each other. Let's go ahead and get more cards. What were you meant to learn from this? We have the 10 of Cups. That, like I said, it's an opening of the heart. It's a releasing of the emotions. I feel like this person, if this was romantic, I felt like you thought this person would be it, because they checked off everything on your list. They were everything you wanted, and maybe even more. And maybe you had, like, this was a very pleasant surprise, whatever this was. And it's kind of like the universe is here telling you, look at the people that you could attract. Because if you left behind a past situation and that wasn't great, and then you met somebody and this person right away seemed like everything that you wanted, I'm here to tell you, yes and no. Yes, because clearly you felt this way, and then no, because they're not here and we're trying to gain closure on this. So this was like getting a sampler of something, getting a trial run of something that was meant to be for you, but it may not necessarily be this person, but it could be similar. And or if it is this person, they may come back later. If it's meant to be, you won't miss it, essentially. Like if it is this person, they're meant to finish off whatever they have to finish off and come back. Not to feed delusions. I'm not saying to wait around for this person, because what are the next, I'm going to go ahead and go into the step seeking closure here before we get out of hand. So justice, yeah. Okay, I'll elaborate on that in a moment. We have the 10 of Swords reversed, and this deck was not reversed at all, so I'm going to keep that reversed. Because the Ten of Swords is a great card to have reversed. It's essentially knowing that you cannot, like, you've already gone through the worst of it. You've gone through the worst of it. It's only up from here, pile 5. It's only up from here. If you decide to listen to your inner guidance, is what Justice is telling me. Keep the balance. So what I'm hearing is don't completely close yourself off to this person, but at the same time, don't take don't close it off, but don't keep it so open that you're waiting for them, is what I'm hearing. Keep a balance here. Karma will come back in some way. I'm not sure for who or for what. I'm not sure if it's for you or your person. I usually get the Justice card as like somebody seeing the error of their ways. Because I kind of wanted to say regret, but I'm like, no, it's not really regret. Because whoever, I'm tapping into your person and or situation. Let's face it, a lot of you, it's a person. If I say situation, it's probably because it was like a situationship. It's regret here. They feel regret, but it's also the error of their ways. Some of them don't see it as regret because they don't believe in that. Very strong Sagittarius. They see it as like the error of their ways. Or as understanding that it was something good. Let's get another card. 2 of Cups. There she is. Pile 5, you're very emotional about this. And this is part of the reason you have to step back. You have to really assess what it is that you're feeling. You have to understand what it is that you're feeling. You could benefit from an energy healing or from just doing a lot of meditation. I'm getting strong hermit vibes, even though this isn't necessarily like a hermit kind of energy. Because I know this is odd, and you may not want to hear this. The way you gain closure from this is actually reaching out to your person. Because we have Justice, we have the 2 of Cups, we have the 10 of Swords reversed. Another way to see the 10 of Swords reversed is if you had trouble communicating in the past or getting your point across, there's going to be a better time to talk about it. After you're done processing the emotional stuff, once you are done with the heartbreak, once you are done feeling what it is that you need to feel, once that heart chakra has finally calmed down a little bit and allows you to feel like normal, well, maybe not like normal, but you know, once it's not so overabundant with love and breaking out of this numbness that you were feeling, I feel like it'll be a good time for them to come through, or for you to come through. For some of you, you might wait for this person. You could be trying to manifest them giving you an explanation. That's okay. And for some of you, you might have to be the one who comes through, because I'm going to get another card. Because I really want to look at the back of the deck, but I'm using this one deck for the whole reading. So what else does my pile 5 need to do regarding themselves within this closure situation? 7 of Emotions. I'm hearing clarity. This one literally has fish, so that I'm hearing there's other fish in the sea. Like I said, if it's not this person, there are other people like this, and if not better, who can actually provide you what you need. Because for some of you, you're looking at your options. Another way of seeing this is looking at your options with this person. It's like, okay, so what do we become after this? If we want anything here, what do we have to do? Do you want to remain friends? Do you want to be, do you want to try a relationship? Do you want to move on to somebody else? There's a lot of options. There's so many ways this can go. Because like I said, the Justice card is asking you not to close this off, but not to leave it so open that you're only waiting for them. Don't hold out for them, but also don't reject them entirely, because Justice is Libra, and I usually don't see indecision as a bad thing, but here I'm seeing if you're a little bit more open, if you're a little bit more indecisive and leave it open to things, you will have a better time with this closure. I know that doesn't sound like closure, that sounds like the opposite of closure, but the way you're meant to gain closure within this situation is by leaving things open to possibilities. Because yes, you will meet other people, and you may meet aspects of this person and other people. There needs to be a conversation with this person. Let me go ahead and get cards for your person. This is so odd. Because how do you gain closure here? Don't close it entirely. Okay. Okay, Spirit, thank you. And I've gotten a similar message before, Pile 5, so I understand the frustration. I'm just here as a messenger of what you need to hear. And the only thing I choose is how I decide to explain it. So I hope I am making sense. Okay, so let's look at your person. How are they viewing the situation? For materials, they're still holding on. They are still very much holding on, whether they want to or not, because there was something pivotal for them here too. There was something pivotal for them here as well. What do they need to do to gain closure? 8 of Emotions. This person runs when they need to they don't believe in closure. They just kind of run away. So they may have ghosted you, or they may have ignored you, or even if they did not ghost you and explain to you why you couldn't do anything here, they're actually running away. Because the 8 of Emotions, the way I'm seeing it here, is that they're not actually facing their whatever they need to face. They're just moving on without thinking about it. And that's going to come back to bite them in the butt. There's an eclipse here, which is I think it's a solar eclipse or a lunar. Regardless, I'm thinking of a lunar eclipse where it's like it's being blocked. The emotions are being blocked by something. So this person was not completely... I'm not sure if this is how they normally operate, if this is how they usually are, or if this is just how they were with this situation. Regardless, it could be a combination of both. I'm going to get more cards. This is somebody who gains closure by not gaining closure. What are their next steps? Well, no. How are they feeling? They want to run away. How are they viewing this? They're still holding on. What did they learn? If they could be honest, what would they say? Cool. We got 2 cards. Oh. When they run away from this, which is the 8 of Wands, they don't get the closure they need. They don't get that satisfactory ending. It's kind of like, I'm not sure, again, I'm not sure if this is what they typically do or if this is you or just with you. It's like they ran away and kind of didn't want this to end, because it's like they also understand that if they leave things open, it's better. But for them, it's like the opposite of what you need to do. I think you typically don't leave things open, pile 5, and this is why you need to do this for this particular situation. This person, though, they always do that, and it's not great for them. So they're going to learn very quickly that they feel, oh my goodness, for them, this kind of was a blow to their ego as well. Like because I'm feeling this like right at the soul, wherever the solar plexus and the heart chakra connect, that's where I'm feeling it. This is where they feel their heartbreak. Their confidence was, their power. I think I'm not sure if they gave you a lot of power or if you just had power over them. They feel powerless in this situation. This brought them back to when they were a child and like their parents would tell them what to do even though they wanted to do something else, but they know they had to obey. Like this brought them back to some childhood trauma, having to leave you behind or having to run away from you. It's kind of like I keep hearing, if I stay here, mom and dad won't like it, so I gotta go. But they didn't want to go, That's what I'm hearing. That's so odd. Maybe for some of you, this is family expectations on their part. Let's see the next steps that they will do, and if they will give you any closure. Okay, their next steps. They ran away and didn't get closure, which would explain why you feel that there needs to be some. Knight of Voices. They will come through. They're open to having a conversation with you. They will come through. They're okay with communicating with you. We have the Empress. Is this how they view pile 5, or is this them? That was sideways. Okay, upright would be you, pile 5. Downright would be them. So who is this for? This is you. This person really loved you. Like I said, this person really adored you. They saw you as the Empress. They saw you as something beautiful that they wanted to come to. They found you very nurturing. They found you very... Quite honestly, I feel like this person would have been okay worshiping you, but like there's a lot of stuff getting in the way of that. Or maybe they did do this to you. Maybe they treated you like an Empress, Princess, Queen. And then you wondered why they went cold. It is... I'm not saying that they were love bombing, but... I don't know. Let's get another card. And if they do try this again, I feel like this is just a... Because if they do come through with emotions, these are their next steps. They're going to treat you better. They're going to treat you better, but make sure it's not love bombing. And if they are, call them out on it. It's like, why are you doing this so much? Why are you doing so much at the same time? Let's go ahead and get more. One way to deal with love bombing is calling it out, by the way. I feel like a lot of people don't understand this, and I wish dating advice would be a lot more honest. Like, be direct with people, because either they will really tell you what's going on, or they will F off and you'll be glad that they did. It tells you who the people who are true and honest to themselves are and who aren't. At least that's me, but I have Venus in Aries. You don't have to listen to that. Like, I know it's unconventional. Most people like the Libra type of energy where everything's nice and charming, and you know, I like that, but it's not my thing. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Look, pile 5, the way you gain closure, quite literally, is through speaking to them about this, speaking about your feelings when they are ready. Because I feel like for a lot of them, because they ran away so quickly, they weren't ready to talk about whatever was going on. You both kind of want to talk about this. You both kind of want something here. I think you both want to end on good terms, whether it's with each other or whether it's with moving on. Because there's a feeling that you both really brought something beautiful to each other. That opening of emotions, it could be a little too much emotions. That's why you kind of need to ground yourself. Was very pivotal. I'm not sure for some of you if this person, because I'm getting this strongly, and I'm not trying to be vulgar here, nor am I trying to be funny. I wonder if this was somebody's first love or first intimate experience here. I'm wondering, because it feels like that. It feels like it's hard to gain closure from like your first something here, you know? And I feel like somebody here neither of you want to end on bad terms because this meant a lot to you. Oh my God, the overwhelming amount of emotions I'm feeling here, pile 5. Neither of you want this to end on bad terms. And the reason you want it to be open is that in case this person wants to come back, you'd be fine with that. And this person, they're going to come through. They're going to come through because they feel some type of way about you. And it's going to be to the point where they can't hide it anymore. Or they just, like I said, there's a come to the light moment here. Back of the deck. What do we have for back of the deck? 9 of Swords. Okay, you are both having sleepless nights over this. The 9 of Swords in the Rider-Waite is the person that, you know, up in bed, crying into their hands, just with anxiety. This could also be nightmares. Maybe some of you are assuming the worst of the other, well, not assuming, but like envisioning the worst of the other person. It's like, what if I never get to see them again? And I go on like this without telling them how I feel? Or what if we never, you know, it's like you're both thinking of the future, essentially. It's like you both want a future where you both end on good terms, regardless of what it is. Underneath that, we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's like you can't plant anything within these gardens if the soil is poisoned, essentially, and you don't want it to be poisoned. It's like we can't have a future if we're currently like this, if we end up like this. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, you can't reap the rewards of this if you feel like this. It could be hard for you to see the positivity in this because you are currently, because for some of you, like I said, like some of you were heartbroken, some of you were like in a bad space about this. And so you were in a bad space, pile 5. And then your person was just very stubborn or stuck in their ways. And there's going to be a beautiful resolution here. At the very least, I would claim this if you want it. I feel like Spirit is coming through to tell you that, yes, you two will be fine if you both are open to this. And it may be a very emotional conversation or union here. And you both are just going to have to be okay with that, even if you typically don't feel. Oh my goodness, pile 5, what are you doing? I just woke up and I'm already feeling all the feels here. But it's beautiful energy. It's like necessary energy. Let's go ahead and move on to your closing advice because this is my longest pile, but I feel like I needed to be because some of you are very much in your emotions here. So pile 5, let's use some closing advice. We have the runes to give us some advice here. We have Raido, journey. Maybe somebody is going away. We have this Naughty's constraint. Somebody feels constrained here. But I really feel like you're going to let go of this because we have Gebo. This can mean gift. So one of you could give each other a gift, even if it's just the gift of time or the gift of your attention. But it could also mean marriage. In fact, the little paper thing that I used to, it's like my little cheat sheet for these because I haven't memorized them. It says marriage. So for some of you, I feel like this will be a connection that you actually give a chance. It's not going to be everybody. I'm not here to feed delusions. But for some of you, because you feel so deeply, you might actually try something with this person to see if anything works out. Let's go ahead and get your angel number cards for my pile 5. And thank you so much for letting me read for you, pile 5. I can tell you've been going through a lot, and I can tell that this has been very emotionally heavy, I guess, for you. We have 333. You are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. Yeah, you have a lot more power within this situation than you realize. Not only that, but you will empower your person to do this as well, to regain their power, because you took a bit of power away from them, or at least that's how they see it. They feel that you left them powerless here. Some of you could be coming from pile 3 as well. I feel like pile 3 had a similar reading, but nowhere near as deep. So if you wanted clarity and this is more your thing, then here it is. 3 is an important number. Somebody here could be a life path 3. Let's go ahead and get your tea leaf cards though to close this out. My beautiful pile 5. Also, new moon in Virgo. That is it's currently in my 6th or 7th house. Definitely close to the ascendant. So we're talking about relationships here for sure. We have Seahorse, family matters. So the family could have been important in the situation. Maybe the family really affected this. Like, I feel like somebody's family had to say. This could also be your family. Maybe you have a family with this person. We have Unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Yeah, like I said, there's a spiritual awakening here. A spiritual awakening. Seahorse also lets me think that if there is a masculine involved, like a man, let me just say a man this time, not even masculine energy. If there is like a straight man involved here who doesn't typically tap into their emotions, they're tapping into some aspect of themselves that is allowing them to be very nurturing and very emotional, because seahorse, the male seahorse is the one who gives birth in this little cute sea creature culture. So somebody here is having to admit that they want something that they're going against, I guess, societal expectations of gender norms and whatever. I feel like somebody here may be doing that here. So let's go ahead and get another card. I was also getting that with Unicorn. March. So the month of March could be important, which is the third month of the year. So yeah, number 3 could be important. Somebody here could be born in March. We have Fair Woman. Dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. It doesn't necessarily have to be blonde hair. They could also have like a light complexion or like maybe light eyes or any of that for their ethnicity. It could be for their ethnicity. So another way I'm taking this card is fair makes me think that somebody here is very fair. Like there is a woman here who is very fair, or a yeah, Libra energy is what I'm getting, like the Justice card. This could be you, pile 5. And then ear, good news. I was saying that somebody had been deafening themselves to like spiritual guidance or their intuition, and now it's opening up. Somebody might have a lot of ear popping or like that high-pitched frequency that happens sometimes when we're getting downloads. But yeah, there's good news here regarding this person and or situation. The closure will be nice. I feel like out of all the piles, this has had the most beautiful closure that I've seen. Even though there was probably heartbreak, there was probably a lot of feelings involved, it has the most beautiful closure. Wheel. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. But this isn't a bad thing. Like I said, pile 5, the way you get closure here is by leaving it open, but not so open that you accept anything. This indecisiveness will lead you to something good, oddly enough. Let's get one more. Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Yeah, we're going to clarify something here because somebody wasn't thinking very clearly. It could have been their emotions getting in the way of this. And then back of the deck, cup. You should accept valid criticism. What I'm seeing though with cup, I feel like you both will give each other good criticism. Because this would be a connection where you both really saw each other for who you are. And because of that, you were very honest with each other. It's like, hey, because I'm hearing a conversation, like over a cup of tea, but it's something comforting here. It's like, hey, I know this is how you are, but I need you to understand what I say when I need to be this way. Or that things like this don't have to be this way. That's what I'm hearing. Because I'm literally seeing you hold each other's hands or touch each other's hands. It's like, hey, I need you to listen to me. Of course, I'm also thinking of the cups cards, and we had a lot of cups, lots of emotions in the tarot, and underneath that, not unsuccessful plans. Yeah, something didn't work out, and that may be what you had to think about. And pineapple, reconciliation. Yeah, because something didn't work out. We're going to come back and reconcile something here. whether it's this connection or whether it's feelings, but beautiful energy all around. It's definitely a soul connection. So please do bring love into this when the time comes, because some of you might want to be angry about it. Some of you might want to get into your ego about it. And some of you might be very stubborn, because I was getting a very stubborn energy in the tarot, but be open to this and be gentle with each other as much as you can. But this is where I leave it, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. This was a very, oh gosh, this reading, very emotional, cathartic even. But if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And if you feel like telling me about the situation, you can do so in the comments if you feel like it, but you could also email me. I'd like to know how things went with your person once the closure comes. But sending both of you love. Take care.